Really unfortunate. All right, let's get this. Is Jubilee out? Yes, it is. It is. That's what we've been reacting to all day. All right, all right. We're gonna get this first person up. There's no one in the guest box right now, so do give it a second for people to join up. Do tap the screen. Let's try to run it up to 100,000 likes. Share the live as well. What's up, Courtney? Will you start posting lives on YouTube anymore? I will. I will. I've just been very lazy with that. Is that a tattoo? Yes, it is. It is. Yo, Neve, thank you so much. I appreciate the dollar six or 58 cents. Thank you so much. Jerry, thank you for the dollar. Can you like comment on my political page if you want? Oh, yeah, no, I definitely will. Jerry, what's your name again? Did you put it in the message? Let me see if you did. TikTok. Okay, I got you. That's a little bit. Okay, I'll make sure to look for that. I'll make sure to look for that while I'm on live.
Hey,
Hey, what's up? How old are you?
26.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes, I am.
Why so?
Because I don't want World War III with Kamala Harris.
You don't what? Appreciate the dark.
Sorry, I was clearing my throat. I don't want.
Nathan, have I talked to you before? Think of the goose.
No,
Thank you so
you
much.
no, you haven't. I've been waiting to get up here for a while.
Okay, for sure.
Sorry, I tried to talk slower. With the prices, like when I go to the gas station and stuff, it's so high, and it was lower under Trump a little bit. I do agree it wasn't by, a margin, but it was still high, and the border, there were still people coming in with Trump, and when he was in office, so.
Yeah, so it is the case that actually right now we have less border crossings right now than we had at the end of Trump's administration. And it is the case that the inflation wasn't caused by the Biden-Harris administration. It happened globally, happened in Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, everywhere around the world. So
Yeah.
It's not a uniquely American phenomenon.
So, do you want immigrants that commit crimes to come to the U.S.? Because that's what's happening.
So did you know that immigrants and undocumented immigrants commit less crimes than natural-born U.S. citizens?
Yes.
A lot of people are saying you've been here before. Are you sure that you haven't been here?
No, I've been in the chat, but I have never
Like, have I
talked
talked
to you. No, I've never talked to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to say this. I've been waiting for a while. You had a lot of people, but that's okay. I do believe that Kamala Harris will win Michigan, and I believe that she will win. I don't think Trump will. I'm not saying because it's going to be rigged or it's more votes on Kamala. I'm not going to try to, convince you of that, but I do know that Kamala's going to win Michigan and probably Maine, but Kentucky, Trump is probably going to win, and North Carolina, I think, Harris might win that one too.
Okay.
So my question is,
I'm not really sure about the electoral politics of who's winning which state specifically, but
Yeah.
like I have to look like more into the polls on that specifically.
Yeah.
But I like as it relates to it, why do you think that Trump is a better candidate?
Because he gets things done and Biden doesn't. Do you see him? If you go on Fox News, Biden goes on the beach and goes to Delaware. Both times he goes back and forth. Well, they don't show him. If you see all of the videos, I mean completely all of them on Fox News, you don't even see him. He doesn't even come and talk. But he has been because.
Are you talking about
of-
Biden?
Yes, Biden. Sorry.
We're voting for Kamala Harris.
Oh, Kamala. Yes, right. Okay, right. Well, yes, Biden's not in it anymore. But even Kamala, they're going to hide her because there's someone behind who's really the president. She's just a puppet.
Kaylin, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. What makes you think she's a puppet?
Well, what I mean by that is, do you want to ban guns in schools?
So I'm not really familiar with the empirics associated with guns. If it is the case that it would lead to less people dying overall, I'm in support of it. Otherwise, I don't really care. But like the point I would make is that why is it in the United States we have such a greater issue than a lot of other countries around the world where they have less access to guns?
Because they don't have them, the other countries.
So if we're less likely to experience harm in places in which there is less
Right.
like
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
guns, well then wouldn't we say having less guns could possibly
You
lead to
you
that?
saw the you probably saw the two school shootings, right?
Yeah, it's really
And
terrible. And like
yeah,
we all want to reduce that happening. Why does it happen so much more in the United States than it happens in all those countries?
because like I told my friend, like there will always be guns, you know, there always will be crime, you know. They can try to take away the guns, but you know their parents have it, or their grandfather, or they have it, or they take it. You know, what I think they should do is they should when people go in high schools or and you know any other schools, they should have a like a beeping thing when you go in the door, and it was low in the office, like in the school office, they will see that a kid has a you know a weapon in their backpack, you know of the detector when you go inside the school, and they can get that person before it happens. But they say, oh, it's too much. It's too much to have in schools. Would you rather have them?
Yeah, but like also, would when they're walking in the door maybe be a little late?
No, well, I'm trying. Yeah, I
Like,
know.
wouldn't you want to like address the problem before it gets to the point that they get a gun and go and do that?
Right. Yeah, right. I'm just saying, just some kind of detector that a system can see that they have a weapon, or maybe in the school bus, you know, they can, you know, do something. But yeah, I'm just saying like that.
Okay, so
But
so you're just saying
about
metal
the border.
detectors everywhere. What else? What else could we do? Because like I don't think metal detectors would fix that.
No, it wouldn't. Okay, just an idea.
No, no,
Yeah,
I'm not
like
saying it's like a bad idea. I'm just saying like when we're talking about like a solution to it, I don't know if it's enough of a solution just to say we need metal detectors.
right, right. Yeah. How you do you think the stuff is high? Do you agree with that?
Like prices?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
prices.
yeah. I just don't think it's caused by the Biden-Harris administration. There was inflation around the world.
You are you do you know what Bidenomics is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what's causing it. Because
Well,
it's
how
funny
so?
that what?
How so?
Because it's funny that you know people you know kind of talk trash about Trump, but actually he does a good job. Yes, he's stupid, but he gets the job done. He really does.
So
And
how so?
and
What do you
like
do? Like what do you do that you think he does?
you know Russian, you know Putin and that war going on. That never happened when Trump was in office. I mean, it didn't get worse. That's what I'm saying. It got worse when Trump left because Putin and Putin and
Well, here's my question. What makes you think it was caused by the Biden-Harris administration? Yeah, it's associated with it, but what makes it caused by the
okay,
Biden-Harris administration?
okay. Let me say this. You think Biden is good, right? And he's doing good for the country.
I think he's better than Trump. That's about it.
Why is he
I don't
better?
think he's. What's up? Why is he
Why is
better?
he
Because
better?
he hasn't been held civilly liable for sexually abusing a woman. He didn't try to overthrow the government and undermine our American democracy. He didn't try to restrict women's access to abortion. He didn't call for complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering the country, just to name a few.
Yeah. Do you think World War Three will happen?
No, I don't think World War III is going to happen under either
No,
president.
by either.
No.
No. Okay. Um. So you said you don't think prices is high. I forgot. What did you say?
No, I do think prices are high. Appreciate
Yeah.
your painting. Thank you so much.
Do
I just
you,
don't think it's caused by the Biden-Harris administration.
yeah.
Thank you for the dollar. I appreciate it. Like it happened globally, Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, Europe, everywhere around the world. So if it happened
Yeah.
everywhere around the world, why is it the case that we would blame it specifically on the policy of the Biden-Harris administration?
Yeah. Are you going to watch the debate Tuesday?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you do you think Kamala will win?
Um, it's 50-50 right now.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's
Trump is.
and that's not because of popular vote because she's up in the popular terms, but like we don't know on the statewide level. The statewide level is a lot closer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am a Republican, but I am a big fan of you.
Oh, thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it.
yeah, but do you oh, sorry, I forgot what I was gonna say. Do you think that the it got rigged in 2020?
No,
Mayor
I
and ballot.
don't think it was.
You don't watch Fox News, do you?
No, I don't. Ken, I think with the $5. Thank you so much. Like I'll see the random clips that come up. But thank you so
Yeah.
much to everyone for all the good wishes on the Jubilee video. I appreciate it.
Do you think that not trying to mention Biden, but this is probably the reason Kamala is going to come, but how do you think about Biden's mental acuity?
I think it declined over time. I
Yeah.
also think that's true for Trump. I think Trump's mental acuity has declined over time, and I think that's common with old age. But like, I don't think it like exceeds like to like a standard of like, oh, he has dementia or something like that, or
Yeah.
like something like that. Like, yeah, he's older, right?
Yeah.
And he's declined like a little bit with age in terms of his memory, in terms of his cognitive capacities.
Yeah.
And that's totally normal. But can he fulfill the necessities of being president? Yeah. Is he to the degree that I would want from a president? No. And the same thing's true with Trump. Trump can fulfill the necessary qualities in terms cognitively speaking for the presidency, but not to the degree that I would want from a president. Not even
Yeah.
close, right?
Yeah. And like I said, I get it. Like I have a cousin named Julie. My cousin Julie, she's a hard bill Democrat. She accepts abortion, and we shouldn't accept abortion. But she's a hard bill Democrat. That means she doesn't see the good in Trump, and it's true. Trump is stupid. He has a mouth. He calls, like special needs kids stupid and stuff, which isn't good. That's not nice. But Trump,
He's made fun of a disabled reporter. Like it's
yeah,
really gross. Yeah.
and like he can people say he should have said this in a better way. Could have said it in a better way. But Kamala, they said she worked at McDonald's. She never worked at McDonald's.
Appreciate Henry. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if Kamala Harris has worked at McDonald's or not. I haven't looked back into to whether or not she has.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah,
If she
but
says she worked at McDonald's, I'd probably say it's likely she did.
yeah. But I believe in my dad. My dad's been a Republican. He's 60. He just had his birthday 67. But he's been a Republican, and he's been watching Fox News for a long time. Have you ever? I suggest if you want to watch
You know
it,
that
maybe.
Trump called Fox News liberal.
Well, he would say that for any newscast.
So why does he do that with news whenever they disagree with him?
Because he wants them to agree with him. His
Yeah, but like,
talking points.
who else does that? Because like, I mean, people like Pete Buttigieg go on Fox News and they don't do that,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and they disagree, right?
Yeah. But oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry, I'm so nervous.
Don't worry about it.
Like and I do believe. Do you think Kamala's going to win Michigan, the state?
I hope so.
I think she will because
I'm not really in like the prediction game. Like,
Oh, okay.
my predictions are not really great.
yeah,
Like, so I just like it depends on what the polls say. I would hope that Kamala wins, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
I'm not like I got like the 13 keys like Alan Lickman,
yeah.
but he
yeah,
says Kamala Harris is going to win.
yeah, and
And
I
it has nothing to
do.
do with the polls. He bases it solely on like his keys, and Kamala Harris wins the keys.
Yeah, yeah, and have you ever scrolled through TikTok and The Simpsons? They predict 2024, and they said, "Oh, Kamala's going to win." Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I mean, I think they make clips on like both sides for a bunch of different things, and they make clips after, and then it kind of like builds this conspiracy that like, oh, they knew about these things before, but really
Yeah.
these episodes were like released after. But like, I mean, I don't know if they've picked one that says Kamala wins. I think they've just like people associate like a dress that Marge was wearing
Yeah,
with Kamala Harris.
yeah,
Like something that Kamala Harris wears, which having similar looking clothes from The Simpsons to like I don't know, like the presidential reality is pretty common. Or is it Lisa? It's Lisa. It's not Marge.
yeah,
Sorry.
Lisa. Yeah,
I apologize. It's been a minute. It's older Lisa.
yeah.
That's why I was
And-
thinking Marge for a second.
Yeah.
Yo, Kai, thank you so much for that big GG. Thank you so much.
Hey, can you add me on my friend list?
For sure.
Okay. Um,
Sure.
yeah. And I've been trying to talk to Dean too, but there's, so many people. I was thinking that I said, I don't think he wants me up here.
That's
But
funny. That's funny. All right. Well, like my next question is like, would you vote for someone that has tried to undermine our democracy? Like, do you care about things like democracy a lot?
yeah, like I get the porn star, of Trump, doing it to the women and stuff, groping, and like
I'm
that.
not. I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm talking about him trying to overthrow the government. Like he sent false slates of electors to the electoral college to cast Trump votes when he didn't win, and he tried to get his vice president Mike Pence to not certify the election results.
Yeah. I I guess not. No.
Yeah, I mean, so if you wouldn't vote for him, clearly, I think that we in this scenario put the country over the party, and we'd vote against Donald Trump here because he tried to undermine our democratic processes.
Yeah. If you go on YouTube, if you want to do it later, if YouTube is okay. If you go to YouTube and type in on YouTube, "Let it go, Hillary," it will tell you a lot. It says like about how the Democrats are trying to destroy the country, and they don't care. Like Kamala and Ross, they want you to vote. You see how many people is in the store or coffee store? It's like no one's there. Even Biden had pizza, and no one cared about what he was. But when Trump was doing it, there was a whole lot more people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll make sure to look into it for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I'll try to give you my thoughts on it if I find it.
Yeah,
Right
yeah,
now,
text
what's
me.
coming up is the Let It Go Clinton Frozen parody.
Yes, that's it.
Okay. All right. I'll make sure to watch the parody. But yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Nathan?
I'm good. Just text me later,
Sure.
okay?
All right, for sure. Appreciate you
All
coming
right,
on.
thanks. See ya. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the goose. Thank you so much, Breezy. All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates. Do tap that screen. Let's get to 150,000 likes. Thank you, everyone, for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Emily, thank you for the dollar. Will you be watching the debate between Harris and Trump in like 10 days? Yes, I will be. Junior, thank you so much for the dollar. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Becky, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Of course, of course. And I think I was missing on someone. Kenna, thank you for the $5. I do think I said thank you, and also Caitlin. I want to make sure I said thank you to you as well. All right, all right. Let's get this next individual up here. Everyone, only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
Thank you. Okay.
Hello? Okay. All right. I think they didn't notice they sent a request. Beth, thank you for the $50 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Beth in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Beth. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's get some W's
Hi.
for them in the comment section right now. Yo, what's up? Are you voting Trump?
Hi, yeah, I am.
Why so? W Beth, everyone.
Well, I just have a question for you about how the immigration status is going. I don't know if you heard they ran into Chicago now, and they were in Colorado before too.
Who's
And
that?
the immigration, they're Venezuelans. Usually, I heard that they just took over a condo in Chicago.
Are you saying a Venezuelan gang? That was proven false. There's no evidence supporting that.
How
There are
about
plenty of fact. Literally, look up Venezuelan gangs take over apartment building. Fact check right after that, and you'll literally see like a million fact checks.
Okay, how about the story, if you can look it up, the migrants that were trying to take a lot of students in Hamul, California. Have you heard about that story?
No, I haven't. But
Yeah,
also,
that-
here's my question: like, were these things not happening under Trump?
This happened actually like about 2 days ago.
No, I'm just saying, did things like this not happen under Trump? Like, for example, do you think that just because something happened under administration that they're the fault of it?
No, but I'm just trying to figure out if the immigration is better, as you say, under Biden's administration right now. Why is there these stories coming up around my city of these immigrants that are trying to take students off a bus, and for who knows what they're trying to do with those kids?
They're trying to take them off a bus. Okay, so again,
They're pretending,
I
to
disagree.
be drivers, and
Yeah, I disagree with anyone doing these types of things, and I don't think that should be allowed. I don't see how that was caused by any of the Biden-Harris administration policy. And again, what I'm trying to say is that just because it happens under administration doesn't mean it's caused by them. Like, for example, Do you think that like the Biden-Harris administration is at fault for Molly Tippett's death because she got killed by an undocumented immigrant?
So that story, it's not about the president being to blame. I just want to know what is the policy that we're going to do to stop this immigration, the bad immigration.
Yeah, that actually, so the border bill was meant to do that. The border bill was meant to decrease like issues related to the border, to make it faster for people to go through the asylum process, to make the system go faster. That would have drastically helped the scenario, according to conservatives.
Okay. People think
It
I'm lying.
was a Republican border bill.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Yo, Sarah, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And for people telling me that I'm lying, I'm not lying. I live by Hamul and it did happen. And it's very tragic that these kids almost were in danger because the bad migrants, like I said, I don't want to generalize because I do like immigration. There's nothing wrong with immigration. It does benefit our economy. My grandpa was undocumented. He went through it. He worked through it, got his card the right way and did everything he needed to do. But it's very offensive when I see these Venezuelans or quote unquote any migrants that are just coming in here.
Yeah. So again, so I don't see how this like how there's any evidence for these claims about the Venezuelan gangs doing these things. Also, I have no issue with deporting people who are in the country committing violent crimes. I don't have an issue with that. Right. But like everyone who's in this country right now who is undocumented, we should give them an incentive to be documented. Right.
Yeah,
by making it so that they can so they can have papers,
yes.
Right? And then again, we can enforce border security once we make the system go faster. But Trump actively undermined the border bill that was literally written by a Republican that was endorsed by him.
Okay. And I agree with you on that. That's why I'm saying I don't hate immigration. I don't believe in taking all people back into the country because they've benefited our country. It's just offensive when the hardworking immigrants are just being left behind, while these migrants are more like criminals and they're getting everything for free.
You know how it's so unlikely, and also they're not getting everything for free. Like there's no federal policy that gives them money. Also, immigrants add more money to the economy than they take from it. The Congressional Budget Office indicated that it is the case that immigration is going to be the main cause of our economy growing by 2034, increasing by 7 trillion in GDP and 1 trillion in federal revenues.
Okay. Do you believe that Trump wants to deport all immigrants, even the hardworking ones?
Well, no, he wants to do undocumented immigrants, like a mass deportation campaign of undocumented immigrants, everyone.
Everyone, right?
Yes, and he even includes DACA, like members who are recipients of DACA, at least to my knowledge.
How about Obama's plan when it was Obamacare and he was taking care of the border? Was he also doing that?
Like was Obama helping the border?
People?
Yeah. They actually deported more people.
So he had the same motive as Trump?
So motive? What do you mean?
Like they had the same idea of deporting immigrants the same way, right?
The Biden-Harris administration deported people. The Trump administration deported people, and same thing with the Obama administration.
Okay, so why is it bad when Trump does it?
So no, I'm just saying at the rate that he's trying to do it, I could argue that it's bad because I would prefer it to be done otherwise. Okay. And also, the same thing is true for them. I would prefer that they do immigration otherwise.
Okay.
Right? Like I prefer to do it insofar as that people who are here who are committing violent crimes, they get deported. But if they're not, right, like until we have a legitimate system that it doesn't take 5 to 7 years for people to get here, right, and 8 to 10 years to get through the asylum process. Well, then yeah, like I think that people should be able to get legal documentation who are already in the country, who are working, bettering this country.
Do you think we should benefit our veterans for mental health care? Has Kamala spoken about the mental health stuff?
So she believes in expanding access to healthcare through the ACA and expanding veterans healthcare like they did through the PACT Act. So yeah, absolutely, definitely more in support of that than Trump would be, at least.
Okay,
because they want to extend healthcare to everyone.
Okay, sorry for all the questions. I'm just here to get more educated. I am not here to debate, argument. I don't want that. I just want to know on your perspective, I just want to know also for another thing, it kind of shocked me. Tim Walz's family is going for Trump too now?
That there are people in Trump's family going for Kamala Harris.
Well, may I ask why his family would vote for someone that he's literally going against? Same way as going for Trump's family. Why
you could
is
say
that
the same thing either way around? I don't know.
Okay, that's where I was a little bit confused because I would think his family would want to support him,
And
but I
also,
mean,
like, it kind of sounds like they're trolling. Like, one of the things that they brought up was like, you would hate to be around walls, right? He's not the type of character that you'd want. But then, like, literally in the things that they were talking about, it was literally like them saying that, like, oh, he's motion sick in the car. Wow, dude.
okay.
You know, that's a can't ever have a, someone who's motion sick in the car. You know, that's terrible, terrible character to be president. Motion sickness. That's a
See,
disqualifier.
that's where I didn't. That's the subject I didn't have any education on. That's why I was more asking on why they were doing that, which is pretty irrelevant. I don't know why they did that, but I have no disrespect for Tim Walz. I see Tim Walz as actually being a productive vice president. I actually like him. I just don't know. I don't really see much policies, to be honest, with Kamala, but I can, for some reason, see the policies with Tim Walz more. I don't know how, but
I don't understand again how the family would be relevant. The policies, like, what policies would you be questioning?
so it's more about abortion.
Yeah, what about it?
I heard. So I just want to know if I'm pro-choice or pro-life or not, but I believe in abortion in early term. If you're going to have an
Until what
abortion, honestly, until that baby is not even a baby, I want them to abort it when there's no heartbeat and when they have no pain receptors. That's where I
heartbeat.
believe.
So the conceptualization of pain wouldn't happen until it's sentient.
Okay, so
there would be pain receptors, but there wouldn't be a conceptualization of pain until there's sentience. Okay, but like you're saying, at the heartbeat's like really early on.
Okay, so will they feel the pain during the process?
No, you can't conceptualize the pain.
Okay, that's where I say I don't know if I'm pro-choice or pro-life because I only believe in abortion for the serious causes, for for incest and all those other things. I don't know if I can say.
I mean, but if you base it upon like whether or not they can conceptualize of a pain, whether or not they have a subjective experience, well, that'd be my view.
Okay.
But that's like later on in the pregnancy, and that allows for basically all abortions.
I honestly don't know if I'm pro-choice or pro-life because I don't think taking away the abortion right is okay. I don't believe in that at all.
Oh, okay. Okay, well then you're pro-choice.
Okay. I honestly am confused. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
Trump
gonna
is
be
the one who
honest.
put people in Congress, or not in Congress, in the Supreme Court with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade. 3 Supreme Court justices to make it 6-3 in the Supreme Court and to overturn Roe versus Wade.
Okay.
Which was the federal protections for great victims to get access to abortion, for everyone to get access to abortion.
Yeah, that I only say because I am a victim, unfortunately, of rape, so I don't
sorry to hear
believe it. It's okay, but I feel very bad, and it's also wrong when it's a man speaking on it, and that's me speaking as a Republican, I don't agree with that. So that's where I'm starting to kind of I'm honestly leaning to independent because both sides I disagree, but I don't know, honestly. I don't know how this election will go. And honestly,
one thing I would tell you is that at the end of the day, it's one or the other. That's the shitty thing about American politics, and I don't like it, but it's one or the other at the end of the day. Right now, Donald Trump is such a threat to this country that I would say it's like very obvious to like vote for Kamala Harris.
Right. Okay. Thank you for your respect, Parker. That's all I needed to hear. I just wanted your education, and I always watch your lives every single day. I'm here every day, so.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
God bless you, Parker.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day. All right, let's go to this next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Why is your name so weird?
Sorry about that. I just
How old are you?
21.
So again, why is your name that?
It's just a joke.
That's a really weird joke, bro.
It's all right. But
It's a really weird one.
all right, bro. It's just a joke. But I was just wondering about her policy about the capital gains tax, the 48%. You know,
No, there's no 48% capital gains tax.
then what am I talking about?
Making it up.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so even at the highest, above 400,000, it's not even that much.
You do realize what it's going to do to, like, people trying to get houses and shit?
What? What is it gonna do?
If you fucking get your house evaluated at so and so, you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. And when you try and sell your house, if it's worth so much, they're gonna tax you. It's actually criminal what they're doing with taxes, dude.
It's criminal. How is it? How is it criminal? So the capital gains tax rates are meant to close the burden, so that like the extremely rich don't specifically, pay significantly less.
Yeah, but that's not really.
So are you like extremely rich?
No.
Then it's not going to affect you.
You want to bet? Because it's already affecting me right now.
Yeah, your taxes will be
It's already
decreased.
affecting me right now.
She wants to decrease taxes for 100 million Americans.
Yeah, it's not happening. It's really
Yeah,
not
it is.
happening.
She wants to advocate.
You're
Can I tell you
probably
the different tax credits?
You're probably right.
Are you thinking about starting a small business?
Yeah.
Well, she wants to bring a $50,000 tax credit, right, for small businesses. That would benefit you directly. Are you thinking about having kids?
Yeah.
Okay, $6,000 child tax credit for each kid first year of their life, $3,600 through them being 5 years old, $3,000 through them being 18, when currently it's $2,000.
Are you? How old are you? Are you like
I'm
21?
22. Kurtz, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Have you been looking, trying to get houses, get your own place?
They said homestead properties lived in 2+ years are exempt. Okay. Yeah. So do I live in my? I rent.
You see, like I'm not really a big fan of renting, but
Okay.
And I
Well,
feel-
I mean, I think it's fine when I don't know where I'm gonna live. Once
No,
once I am settled down with my family, right? With like my future wife, right? Then I would like buy a house.
all right. Well, if you looked at like the house market right now, like where I'm at, especially like I can't afford any houses or anything. I've been saving up for a bunch of years, or since I started working, and it's actually like going to be impossible if the house market.
Yeah. So
doesn't-
$25,000 tax credit, right, for new home buyers, right, for first-time home buyers, for new homes.
Where?
That's
Where?
what she's advocating for. She said it.
Okay.
Look up Kamala Harris, $25,000 tax credit for what's it called? First-time home buyers, new homes. First-time homes, new homes.
I think it's kind of bullshit how she's already pushing about immigrants getting housing in California. You see?
Nope, that was not even passed.
Yeah, but they were pushing
And
it.
that was in California. That has nothing to do with Harris.
But they were pushing it. That's the thing.
Pushing what? Who is pushing it?
The left.
The left? Is the left the same as Harris?
Yeah.
No.
Then who is it?
So again, when you say the left, right, you have to be very clear with what you're referencing. You can't just like generalize everyone. Like for example, people on the right are advocating to get rid of IVF. Is that Trump?
All right.
People on the right are doing it.
Okay.
You realize
So-
how stupid that was?
No, it's just kind of bullshit. How
What was bullshit?
No, just they're letting a lot of people over the border, and I had it like. Do you think undocumented immigrant
Letting
is
a lot of
the
people
same
over
as-
the border. Did you know that there's less people crossing daily right now than there was at the end of Trump's administration? So why didn't Trump fix it?
That's not true.
It is. The Customs and Border Protection indicates that.
It's literally. I just don't understand how you're that brainwashed. How
I'm
this-
not brainwashed.
It's actually insane.
You're not actually arguing against me. You're just saying I'm brainwashed?
Yes, but I just don't. All right, whatever. We're not gonna agree on that, but
Okay, well, why not? Here, actually, can I just ask you this? Would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
I mean, you're whatever.
Okay.
Have you heard? Whatever.
So you would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
Yeah, obviously I'm voting for Trump, dude. And I honestly don't think that's true.
Okay, so I appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. So you would? Yes or no?
Yeah, but he did.
Yeah. No, you would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
The facts aren't there, bro. The facts aren't there.
What do you mean?
Anyone.
Again, can you tell me, would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman? 9 jurors indicated that he was held civilly liable.
Yeah, and they're pretty biased, dude.
What's bias?
The juror.
The jury? So you know that Trump was involved in the jury selection process? So if they're so biased, why did Trump pick biased jurors?
I mean, bro,
Kill, I appreciate the roses. Thank you so much.
I just don't understand how you think Kamala's gonna make this place better. I really don't.
Kamala, by the way. And yeah, because she has policies to advocate for that. Can you tell me what Trump's healthcare policy is?
A whole lot better than hers.
He doesn't have one, so how could it be better?
What's hers? Explain to me.
Yeah, expanding the ACA,
What's that?
the Affordable Care Act,
All right.
to cover more people at lower cost, which is what they did under the Biden-Harris administration.
Would you say that's kind of a push to get rid of private insurances?
Say that one more time.
Like private insurances?
No, it doesn't get rid of private insurance. Do you know what the ACA is? It's currently still in effect.
All right, but if they
I have health care under the ACA.
do,
Yeah, because I'm on my parents' health care still until I'm 26.
I am too, but it doesn't go through their employers or whatever.
But it's through the ACA. What allows for me to be on my parents' plan is the ACA.
I thought it was part of, even if it's private.
Yeah. The ACA is what guarantees that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be guaranteed.
And Trump's trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, Trump wants to get rid of the ACA, but he has no plan to replace it with. He said repeal and replace, right? In like literally 2016, it's 2024. He still doesn't have what he's replacing it with.
And how do you think he's threatening America?
How do I think Trump's a threat to America?
Yeah.
Because he has no constructive policy. He's been held civilly liable for sexually abusing a woman. He tried to overthrow the government by getting his vice president to not certify the election results, trying to get his vice president to do that, and sending falsely to the electors to the Electoral College to cast Trump votes when he didn't win.
Well, I could, like, from my experience, whatever, I work for a small business, whatever, but the business was making a lot more money when Trump was in office, and everything is just a lot more expensive right now. So I just don't understand how anyone could want 4 more years of this. Like, I'm
They're
trying
making
to.
more when Trump was in office. Actually, that's not true. Corporate profits are higher now.
It's not corporate. It's not corporate.
Okay. So what tells you that business profits were higher then? Because if you look at real GDP has gone up continually, right? But what's stagnated for the past couple of years until it's slightly gone up now since 2019 is real median wages. So that means that like the businesses, right, are doing really well, but it's not being passed down to the workers.
You didn't listen to what I just said. The company that I work for was making more money when Trump was in office than,
So one place was making more money? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, construction.
Okay, so that doesn't mean that it's like better because of that. Like that's anecdotal, right?
Not really, because when there's more money around the economy, a lot of jobs are starting, and it's like it's harder. Like there's so much work going on that, like even bidding out jobs, like you would throw out a bid for 100,000 more than it was, like just kind of like if you got it, like no way, you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't.
There's so much work that, like, when you bid jobs, like you're bidding jobs that you wouldn't, giving them a crazy high bid that you like doubt you're gonna get, but there's just so much work that you get the bid.
Chat, am I like, is there something wrong with me right now? I don't know what's going on. And Jerry, thank you for the $1. I appreciate it. I did just see that, by the way. I did just see that. I'm gonna check what he was saying later, but yeah, I have a great idea. Great idea. Because we only got like an hour or so left. Yo, what's up, Paladin?
Hi, I'm 23.
You voting Trump?
So, no, but I have a question related to the debate if you have time.
I'm sorry, I don't. I apologize. I really do apologize. I don't have that much longer today. Yo, what's up, Paladin? Austin, thank you
Hi,
for
I'm
$5. Thank you,
18.
Austin. Are you voting Trump?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, why so?
Well, okay, so for starters, like I'm a very family oriented person. I grew up in a very, Christian household, and I want to have a family one day. I want to hopefully have a daughter and a son. If I do have a daughter, I do not want to worry about my daughter going into the locker room, going into a bathroom, and there being a biological
And like Donald Trump walking in, right? You know,
Yeah,
because
I-
like Donald Trump had bragged about, walking to the changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote unquote owns the place.
Oh yeah, no,
It would be so
that was-
terrible if we had a president, that walks into the changing rooms of, half naked teenage girls, Haley,
Yeah.
thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I
So
do.
why are
think
you
that
voting
was-
for him given that he's done that?
Yeah. Well, again, if the bill was on the table, who do you think would be more likely to sign it? Trump? Or Biden?
Okay, probably not the person that walks into the changing rooms of semi-naked teenage girls.
Well, what about women's and men's sports, right? Do you want biological men in women's sports?
Okay, so when you say biological men, you're literally saying people who either didn't go through male puberty or who have been on multiple years of HRT, which again, at that particular point, there's basically no differences that would allow for you to say that there's such a big benefit for the person who's trans, right? Secondly, it's like, can you name me one team in women's sports for basketball?
What?
Can you name me one?
I don't
can you-
follow women's basketball.
Okay, can you name me one sports team that relates to women?
Yes, swimming. I mean,
Not
college.
like the
sports.
name of a team.
College sports or professional sports?
Anything.
I don't follow professional sports. I'm talking about college sports, right? You have the issue in school districts where you have biological men in women's bathrooms.
Can you name one player?
Yeah, Leah Thomas.
Okay, so that person that you're referencing, right? You're referencing someone who's trans. They didn't win every single
Yeah.
time. They lost on plenty of occasions.
Well, Leah Thomas did significantly better in the female section than in the male section.
Okay, so what's your point with that? That doesn't mean
point
that
is
doesn't
the
mean it's
competition
unfair.
is equal.
That doesn't mean it's unfair for them to compete when they lost
Leah
on multiple
Thomas was
occasions.
born with the Y chromosome.
Are you Christian?
What?
Are you Christian?
Yeah.
So is God a father? Like God
Okay,
the Father?
I was on your friend's debate, and he asked me the same thing. So God does not have a gender because God is a spiritual being. God is not a human being. God is a spiritual being, right? So spiritual beings,
So why do you call it him?
we call God the Father because we can't call God an it, and God is the Father because
Why not?
the Father? Because that's just disrespectful to call God an it, right? So calling God
How
the
is
Father
it disrespectful?
Because you don't call God an it.
Why not?
That's just like rude.
Or
I
they.
mean,
Use they. You could use they.
They is a
They,
plural
them.
noun. You can't refer to one person as a plural.
They absolutely is singular and plural.
How is
okay,
they
you-
singular?
You
How
don't
is-
think you can use they singularly?
Yeah, how can you use they
They
singular?
are not very smart. You know what I mean? I just use it singularly.
Okay, that kind of there is different than
No, it's not. It's not.
T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E is a there for they
It's literally
are.
they are. I just said they are. That's
Yeah.
all I said there. There
How do you
is
refer
just
to
they
singular
are. You know that, right?
How do you
They
refer to-
are is just they are is oh my gosh, it's just is an apostrophe term, but you understand that it's still singular in this context, right? They're stupid.
So that's regular English, right? But the people who are calling themselves they thems, they are referring
Makes
to
total
themselves-
sense, right? Your pronouns, I can use they. I just used they as your pronouns in that context, and it was made total sense.
No, they are is different than
What are your pronouns, Elizabeth?
I don't believe in pronouns.
You don't
I'm a
believe in
girl.
pronouns, really?
No, I'm a girl, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't believe in pronouns? So you don't know what pronouns are? Can you tell me what
I
they
know
are?
what pronouns are. Pronouns is English.
Oh, no, what are pronouns?
I can-
Appreciate the DJ class. Thank you so much. It's in English, but what are pronouns? They're also in other
Well-
languages. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I mean, I speak 3 languages.
So what is a pronoun?
A pronoun is like I, you, she, he.
So your pronouns aren't she, her?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
I thought you don't believe in pronouns.
I don't believe in people changing their pronouns, but I mean, it's just you're born with what you're born with.
Okay. So God the Father, you said has he, him pronouns. What was he born as?
God is a spiritual being. We refer to God the Father because we're all God. We're all
And there's no
children of
biology.
God.
So why do you use he, him pronouns when it's not reflective of the biology? It's almost like pronouns and identity are something separate from that.
Okay, well, for starters, so the Bible was written thousands of years ago, right? We can both agree on that. And God is a spiritual being, right? God is not an actual human being. We refer to God as the Father because, there's no evidence, right? God has just always been the Father because we're all children of God, right? You're a child of God. I'm a child of God.
So why not the mother?
I would have no
God
issue
the
with
mother?
God as the mother. I would have no issue to that. But generally,
But like that's not really typically considered in the Christian
Yeah, I
religion.
mean-
It's always the father. It's always the
that's just-
father.
That's just the way that the Bible was written. But
Yeah, that's literally what the predominant view has been throughout history. Like saying that God can be a woman is something that was not typically accepted. I hope you know that.
Yeah, no, I know that. but I'm
And
just telling
actually
you-
speaking was probably considered blasphemy back then.
Yeah, well, that's my own personal belief, and also another reason why I believe that we should have a conservative in office is I'm against affirmative action. I believe that it's a form of racism, and a lot of Democrats want to have affirmative action.
Okay, so I have a question. If you had like a Monopoly game, right, and it is the case that in this Monopoly game, everyone was given the same amount of money at the very beginning of the game, and 2 people out of the 10 people were not given the same amount of money. Later in the game, you give 2 people the same amount of money, right? That was the difference between them and everyone else, right? Is that unfair because you only gave it to the 2 people?
Well, there's poor white people too, right? You would just be giving it to the poor black people, not the poor.
No,
white
I'm just asking. In that scenario, is it unfair for you to give the difference that you didn't give prior? Appreciate you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, I mean,
only then.
life is not fair, right? I wasn't born into as Jeff Bezos's daughter. Life is unfair. You're
No,
born.
Elizabeth, is it unfair?
Yeah, no, it's not unfair.
No, it's not unfair. So, okay, correcting things that have negatively impacted communities, right? Just like in the Monopoly game, right, is what we do in reality. Exactly, right? Correcting the systemic issues, right, is absolutely not racism. I don't think affirmative action is racism if it's meant to benefit people in need, right? But like, I would ask you the same question. Push the hand out.
People in need. It only benefits certain races. So for
Actually, affirmative action mostly benefit white women, right?
Well, no, I think that's unfair too. I believe personally that someone with better qualifications than me who's more fit for a job than me should get the job over me. I believe that the best fit person for the job should get it.
Okay, so then we should restrict more women, white women specifically, from these spaces then. Because again, affirmative action mostly helped white women.
So if it's between me and a man, so let's say I'm applying for a job and there's a man, and the man is more qualified than me, would be significantly better at the job, has much better background than me, and he would be much better fit for the job. I think he should get it over me. I should not be getting a job just because I'm a woman, right?
Do you understand that there are biases that when people take into account, they have misogyny, they have racism, right? They're less likely to take into account a particular candidate simply off of those reasons.
I just don't.
So you understand that like affirmative action can serve as like a limit to these biases because these biases make people think that they're worse candidates when they're not. That's like what I'm saying. I'm saying that like you're kind of like assuming that like women and people who are black are like just like worse candidates, and I just don't think that's true.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying so if you look at SAT scores for college admissions, Asian people were actually hurt the most. So an African American could get into the same college as an Asian person with a very, very significantly lower SAT score.
Okay, so again, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do that within society, by the way. And that also doesn't mean that the person who got a lower score isn't necessarily qualified. And also, again, in circumstances in which there are equal qualifications, thank you for the handout, thank you so much, people are still discriminated against. So again, we can look at the jobs, right, the job sector, right? It is the case that people who are black are discriminated against, right, on the basis of them being black, even though they have the exact same credentials, because we have studies that look at the credentials. Same thing true with women, right? Women with the very same credentials, right, still do not get paid as much. Appreciate the massage, thank you so much. That's factual, okay?
Yeah, the pay gap is a real thing, but I do not believe in affirmative action. I believe that, we should work our way up in society by proving ourselves.
So again, is it unfair to correct is it unfair to correct the systemic issues that were created?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, right? Asian Americans are the highest earning. They have the highest earning income in America, and they definitely faced a lot of discrimination in previous history, right? So and now in today's day and age, after all the racism, I think the most discriminated people against in today's society are Asian Americans. I think they face the most racism in America.
Appreciate the hand. Thank you so much. I don't know why we're qualifying the difference in racism that people experience. I think that's a really weird thing to do. Like, how do you quantify that?
Well, it's a fact, right? I mean, they were put in concentration camps during World War II, right? What I'm saying is Asian Americans are hurt the most by affirmative action and DEI.
Okay, so wait, you're against DEI?
Yeah, I'm against DEI.
Do you like the Senate?
What?
Do you like the Senate and the Electoral College?
Honestly, I don't think that's fair. I think we should get rid of the
popular vote, right?
Yeah, I think it should be the popular vote.
Okay, so your conservatives are never going to win. I hope you know that. Like, the only reason your conservatives get into office in the past 20 years is because of DEI. I hope you know that.
Yeah, well,
also, why don't we talk about the DEI throughout history where people who were selected who were men, who were not the most qualified candidates, white men, because they were white men?
Yeah.
So why are we not against the DEI that's existed throughout the context of history that has selected white men at a greater extent than everyone else simply because they're just white men and not because they're more qualified? Well, so again, we need to look at like who was determining what's qualified and what they were using as a standard for determining what's qualified. And in many circumstances, again, they literally would just say they're qualified because they're a white man.
Yeah, well, that was hundreds of years ago. Things have changed. I believe.
You don't think there's racism today? You don't? Okay, so can you tell me why, like Trump decided to pick like a white man in this election, an evangelical, far right wing white man? Can you tell me why he decided to pick them? Because it would have been more advantageous for him to pick someone else. That was not the best candidate for him.
I definitely think that JD Vance is not helping him gain votes. I think he would have gained a lot more votes by picking. I think Marco Rubio definitely would have been a better option. But again, he picked JD Vance because that's who he wanted to have on his team.
You don't think he should have picked a woman?
I think he should have picked the most qualified candidate. I do think there are
which would have been a woman.
So
it's actually wild that we're not understanding here that the most qualified candidate could be a woman, right?
Yeah, I think that's
so. The most qualified candidate could be black. Why are we assuming here that women and people who are black can't be the most qualified candidate?
I'm not saying that they
again. The most qualified candidate for Joe Biden was Kamala Harris. She was the most qualified.
I'm saying that they can be the most qualified candidate, but what I'm saying is, the other way around, right? We should not be pushing people away just because they're not the most qualified. So like Asian people are the most discriminated against through affirmative action, right? I'm a white person, okay? White people throughout history have been, put on a pedestal, right? Yeah, Asian Americans are still the most discriminated against through affirmative action.
Okay, I don't think just saying affirmative action discriminates more against Asian people means that Asian people overall experience more racism.
Well, through affirmative action, yes.
So you don't think there's any other racism that exists in society?
Well, there definitely is, but
medical racism, police brutality. You don't believe in any of those things? The war on drugs, redlining.
To get to the police point, actually, I do not think that there's any places free. So, I'm a white person, right? I think you do.
So then why is there a difference in the amount of a disproportionate rate of violence in the United States comparative to other countries around the world?
What?
Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. There's a difference in the amount of people that are negatively impacted and brutalized by the police in the United States comparative to countries around the world.
We have a higher population than the majority of countries.
What? Say that again?
We have a higher population than the majority of countries.
I'm talking per capita rates.
Per capita? Maybe we're some more violent country.
Why?
What?
We're a more violent country? Why are we more violent?
Just the way
we were so great.
We are.
But we're so great that we're so violent?
Yeah, I do definitely think that,
if we're so violent, why do you want to give us more guns?
When did I say that?
Okay, so more gun restrictions?
Can I give my honest opinion on guns?
Yeah, do you want more gun restriction?
I believe that no one needs to own a machine gun, okay? No one needs to own a machine gun. That's left for the military. I think the military should have machine guns. There's no reason why I should have a machine gun, right? But I do think that people should be allowed to have pistols and rifles. But I do think that they need to go through a few mental tests before acquiring those, right? We can't give them mentally.
Do you think violent sexual offenders should be able to get access to guns?
No.
Okay, so Donald Trump's been held civilly liable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll. So he shouldn't be able to get access to a gun, but he should be able to run for president and gain access to the nuclear codes?
I never said I agreed with everything that he said. I said I'm voting for him because
No, but you said violent sexual offenders shouldn't be able to get guns. So why should they be able to run for president and gain access to the nuclear codes?
Again, I'm voting. I don't think either of the candidates are good, right?
Jellyfish, thank you.
I'm voting for him over Kamala. Let's talk about what Kamala did when she was.
But no, but like, again, you just said that you don't think they should be able to get access to guns, but they should be able to get access to nuclear codes.
I don't think he should.
Okay, if they shouldn't be able to get access to nuclear codes, why are you voting for him?
I don't think that Kamala should have access to the nuclear code either.
Okay, well, based on what quality? She's not a violent sexual offender.
Well, I don't think that she has a very high IQ.
So if you think that someone has a low of enough IQ, they shouldn't be able to get access to a gun?
I don't think they should be present at all. Well, for starters, right? Kamala Harris,
How low do you think her IQ is?
not very high.
Like give me an estimate.
Like 110.
110 is above the average. So you think the average person shouldn't be able to get access to a gun?
I don't think. Okay, well, the gun topic, right? So, I don't think that anyone who's violent should have access to a gun.
No, she has not. She's not been violent. Okay,
Yeah,
so you said she should. You said she shouldn't be able to get access to the nuclear codes. She's not been violent, and she doesn't meet your criteria at all. Because again, you said that if they're of a low level of intelligence, then you'd have to be saying that more than half of the population, right, shouldn't be able to get access to a gun. Anyone with below a 110 IQ. So therefore, you can't get access to a gun. Like that's ridiculous, right?
You don't know what my IQ is.
I don't need to like run a test for that one.
Oh wow, okay, that's real nice. Okay, so let's talk about Kamala Harris.
Is it nice for you to say that she has a 110 IQ to demean her? It's like you got the same energy and you feel uncomfortable with the same energy. Okay.
You can talk about my IQ however much you want. Let's talk about what she in the prisons,
okay,
right?
so no, you didn't answer the question though. So should most people not be able to get access to guns, or should she still be able to get access to guns?
I think that guns should be restricted, but I think they should be allowed.
Okay, so should Kamala Harris be allowed to get access to a gun?
Yeah.
Okay, but Donald Trump shouldn't be. So why should he be able to get access to the nuclear codes, but she shouldn't?
I don't think the president should be allowed to have access to the nuclear codes.
Well, that's just like the president. Like I'm telling you.
I think
given that that's a fact, that it is the case that the nuclear codes are going to be that way, what should we do? Should we give the nuclear codes access to Kamala Harris or a violent sexual offender?
Well, I mean, he already had the nuclear codes for 4 years, and that was actually the 4 years where we had like the least amount of wars.
Okay,
Not throughout history, but in recent history.
so you would give it to the violent sexual offender?
I mean, he had it for 4 years, and he was.
So you think violent sexual offenders should be able to get access to guns?
No.
Okay, so what's the difference between a gun and a nuclear code that means you should be able to get access to one but not the other?
I mean,
and the one being the nuclear codes you get access to and not the gun.
Okay, well, if I could vote for any Republican candidate, I would have picked Ron DeSantis or Vivek Ramaswamy. I would have not picked Donald Trump. But since the choice is between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, I do think that he is more qualified, right? He was president for 4 years. We had no war. We had world peace for those 4 years.
That's a total lie. There was a 432% increase in military drone strikes in the Middle East. Assassination of a top military general in Iran. He blocked specifically he vetoed an arms deal that was meant to block arms going to Saudi Arabia, which they used to commit a genocide in Yemen. 85,000 Yemeni children were starved or bombed to death. It is the case that there was also the Turkish-Kurdish war caused by him leaving Kurdistan. There was Afghanistan. There was the engagements with North Korea. There were plenty of things, right? The idea that there was world peace is ridiculous.
I mean, there was more world peace than there is now.
More world peace? No, so there wasn't world peace in any of the scenarios.
Yeah, I mean, we can't control what happens in every individual country, but there were no like massive wars, right? Right now we have two. We have Russia, Ukraine. We have Israel.
You understand that we had a proxy war with Russia in Syria, right?
Sorry?
We had a proxy war with Russia in Syria. Again, I think it's massive. A genocide is massive. Like genocide of Yemeni people is massive. The Turkish-Kurdish war is big enough, right? I don't know why that's not big enough. Afghanistan, all of those things I brought up are big enough. I don't know why they're not.
Did those happen when Trump were in office?
The war with ISIS, yes, all these happened under Trump. So the war with ISIS wasn't big.
What?
The war with ISIS wasn't big.
He ended the ISIS war.
65 veterans or 65 active military members died in conflict under Trump's administration. 65.
Yeah, and then look at when we pulled our troops out.
So say there was no war. Why did more people die?
What?
Why did more United States soldiers die if it is the case that there was more conflict now than there is then?
What?
For the U.S. Sorry. Okay, 16 have died under Biden, Harris.
Yeah.
Okay? Under the Trump administration, 65. Why did way more people die who are in the U.S. military in conflict, right, if it is the case that there was less conflict under Trump?
Well, I don't know what statistic you're referring to.
You can literally look up how many military members died. It's directly from the government. It's directly from the U.S. military source.
Okay, well, I've never seen that before, so I would have to fact check.
Literally
that
look up U.S. I can show you if you like.
What Kamala Harris did in prison.
I'll show you. But like again, given that it's true, what do you say? Corey, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Michelle, thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it, Michelle. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about Kamala Harris put people in prison for doing marijuana.
Don't. Oh, I have to kick you now because you said that.
Oh.
You can't say that on live. That's unfortunate. Yo, thank you for the superpower. Thank you so much. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Everyone, you have to say M drug. You have to say M drug, everyone. Yo, thank you so much. I appreciate the goose. Thank you so much. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. We don't have much longer left on the live, everyone. Today's a shorter day. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, whoa. I did not mean to do
You're good,
that.
don't worry. Only for the guest request if you will be voting for Trump. By the way, everyone, you can also go to Jubilee and you can check out my debate against Charlie Kirk if you want to. Can 25 liberal college students outsmart one conservative? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 25.
Are you voting Trump?
Yeah.
Why so?
1 second here. Give me like 5 seconds.
Okay. All right. Yo,
yeah,
Tristan,
yeah.
thank you so much for the $13.12. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, I am.
Okay, why so?
Because, like the last lady said, there's no world peace in either one, but it's better. It's better under Trump. The world is better.
Okay, so what did he do that made it better?
He walked his ass right into North Korea and shook hands with the president.
Brittany, thank you so much for the $20 on
valid.
Cash App. Thank you so much, Brittany. I really appreciate it. So that didn't get us anything, right? Yes, it was good for maybe like a month or two.
Yeah, it did.
But right
Yeah, it
after
did.
that,
Yeah,
the
it did.
conditions
Yeah,
went to the
yeah, it
exact
did.
same that
Yeah,
they
it
were
did.
prior.
Huh. The only problem is though, like, Kim Jong-un respected him. Does he respect Biden? I don't know.
Nope. So you say he respected him. He didn't respect them when I appreciate Marianne. Thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
No, he was
Didn't
smiling like a
expect
good
them.
little boy. He was smiling like a good little boy.
So no, because it is the case that Trump called him Rocket Man. He got super mad. He started doing nuclear tests again. He started doing missile
funny
tests
as
again.
fuck.
So he completely disrespected Donald Trump. And Carla, thank you so much for the $10 for slaying Charlie Kirk. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You really
And
think?
Marianne, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. Thank
Hey.
you so much. What's
Do you
up?
really think there's anything Donald Trump could have done to stop them doing testing? Literally anything?
Wait. I thought he had such good conditions. He said stop, and they didn't.
Dude, do you think if we told like a close ally, say, like England or something, hey, stop doing testing, stop, you think they'd listen even though they're a close ally? I'm not calling North Korea a close ally. I'm just saying, like, they wouldn't listen.
Okay, so if they don't listen, I thought he respected him so much.
I mean, I think he respected him enough to where you can feel safe from a nuclear war.
Okay, but he started doing the testing for nuclear weapons again.
Okay. So does a lot of countries. It doesn't really mean that he's preparing for a nuclear war. Do we test nuclear
I'm not
weapons?
saying nuclear war is going to happen under either. I don't know what your point is.
I'm saying that there's not that much wrong with testing nuclear weapons, even if
That's what his
against
issue
Trump
was.
says.
Wait, but
Okay.
that doesn't show respect. That shows disrespect.
I don't think that necessarily shows disrespect.
McKenna, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. So
I don't
going
necessarily-
against
that-
what his wishes are doesn't show disrespect.
I mean, it's not great, but I don't think it's
Okay,
a complete,
what tells you
like,
that they respect Trump more than they respect the Biden-Harris administration?
because he walked into North Korea and
So does
Shook his hand.
that show more respect?
yeah, that shows.
So
that
showing
shows balls. That shows
showing more
balls.
disrespect, like going against the will
What?
of them, is also
How is that
showing
what?
less respect. Disrespect is less respect.
How did
right?
Donald Trump disrespect North Korea walking in there? What?
Rocket Man. He called Kim
Okay,
Jong Un
that's
Rocket Man.
disrespect. Yeah, that's disrespect. But
So
walking in there,
that reduces the level of respect that you think exists there.
Okay. Well, it was under control at least. Now it's not really under control no more. Like, and Russia is way worse now with the conflict of the United States and Russia than what it was when Trump was in office. And I'm not gonna lie, Joe Biden should be in jail for what he did in Afghanistan.
Bella, think of the dollar. Thank you so much. What did Biden do?
Yeah, he pulled out all of his people, and he
That was
left
Trump.
people. Yeah, he could have pushed the deadline back.
He did. He did. He actually
And why
extended
didn't
the
he push it
deadline.
back more to where he could have took
They
it back?
couldn't do it
and
anymore.
saved-
They already extended it. They couldn't do it anymore.
Why can't? Why
did
not?
Trump?
Why not?
Why didn't Trump extend it?
No, why not? Why not?
Why didn't
not?
Trump extend it?
Because he wasn't in office.
He was the one who originally set up the deal.
Okay, but he was planning on being in there for another 4 years so he can finish the deal up.
So like that, he's only going to be able to extend it one more time.
Okay, why? I don't get that. Why?
Yeah. So
Why is
again,
it like
that's how deals work. You can't just extend things infinitely.
what deal,
The deal with the Taliban, genius.
dude? Why are you I don't think that we should be making deals with the Taliban. Fuck
That's
the
what Trump
Taliban.
did.
Yeah, I know, but he could have definitely broke the deal. Like, I'm not. Gonna
Oh,
lie.
come on. He's the one who made the deal originally.
I don't give a fuck.
Ah, you're mad.
All right. Anyway, yeah, but he could have took the weapons back into the unit. I agree that they should have been taken out. Should have kept the weapons with them. You can say it's a gift to the government, but like that's just bullshit because that country's overthrown by the Taliban. So it was not a gift to the government because it is taken back by the Taliban now.
Okay.
After
so,
we left,
I don't know. I
so-
don't know your point is. That's still exactly what would have happened with Trump. Raj, thank you for the $1.99. Thank you so much. So the U.S. wouldn't have given any weapons to the country, like the Afghan government, to be able to defend themselves. That's a ridiculous statement.
It doesn't really matter
It does.
if we give them because it's already overtaken and it's not even it's like it's terrible. When the
What do you mean?
Taliban overtake, like after we left, it was better when we were there, obviously, but after we left, it's terrible now.
Okay, so again, that's because Trump set up the agreement. So I don't know what your point is.
Yeah, but what do you want him to do, dude? Do you think he could have went into the future?
He's the one who originally
that?
set up the deal. Like I just don't.
Yeah.
You're saying he shouldn't have set up the deal originally.
Yeah, but
That's
why
Trump's
didn't they
fault.
prepare? Why didn't they prepare to take all the stuff out of there?
They
Knowing
literally
the deadline?
did.
So why didn't they get it all out of there?
They did. They destroyed
They did
everything.
not.
The only stuff that
They
was
did
left there
not.
was stuff that was given to the Afghan government to defend themselves.
Yeah, and that worked really well.
So again, you would have given them no weapons to defend themselves. Like that just sounds ridiculous.
No, I wouldn't have. Because do you think the Taliban has taken any of those weapons from them?
They did from the Afghan government, yes. Yeah, if you think of the $10, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But we
Exactly.
still prior to this, we would have literally still wanted to do that.
Okay. And I also think that Kamala Harris is kind of dumb. Like, stupid.
Okay. What makes you think that?
She's an alcoholic. Like, one time I heard
You have no
this
evidence
video.
of that. And also, being an alcoholic doesn't make you dumb. What?
It does not help your brain cells.
Okay, so tell me what makes her dumb. Because you have no evidence of her
In
being
the
an
vice president,
alcoholic.
like Tim Waltz.
Can you give me
during
any?
this whole-
Wait, what
Hold on,
tells you
hold on,
Kamala
hold on.
Harris is dumb? Tell me.
I just said the alcoholic thing. I've read so many paragraphs on that. It's
Being,
so
you
big.
said being. Wait, does being an alcoholic mean you're dumb?
Yeah, I think so.
Chris, you think of the $2? Thank you so much. Okay, so there are no smart alcoholics.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, then what are you saying?
That I see.
What makes her dumb?
Being an alcoholic.
Okay, what really sounds like the thing that's dumb here is you. So because you're not answering the question. Okay.
And,
so
and one more thing. Hey, one more thing.
Listen.
Okay.
Listen. Okay. So just saying the same thing over and over again isn't a response. I already responded to this.
Okay. Well, I also think the vice president, Tim Walz. I live in
No,
Minnesota.
you said not all alcoholics are dumb.
Doesn't Tim Walz
so
have
if not all alcoholics are dumb, then please tell me specifically why you think Kamala Harris is dumb because you think she's an alcoholic, even though there's no evidence indicating she's an alcoholic.
So you
Chris,
don't
think
think
the
she's an
$2?
alcoholic?
No evidence.
Do you think Tim Walz was an alcoholic?
I think that he's had a DUI in the past. Yeah. and that's why he's been sober since then.
And you know that how?
Appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much. Because I've heard him talk about it.
Yeah, because he was telling the truth. Like, there's no way he was lying about that.
No, I don't think
people lie about that stuff all the time. People lie about that stuff all the time.
But there's no evidence indicating he's been drunk.
Okay, doesn't mean he hasn't.
Can you give me any evidence that he has?
His DUI.
That's 30 years ago.
Okay. And anyway, there's a big reason.
I like how you care about a DUI 30 years ago, but you don't care about Donald Trump being held civilly liable of sexual abuse in 1996. It's hilarious.
I do care about that. I actually fucking despise him as a human being. But if we're looking at president versus president,
so you would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman?
I'm gonna have to.
Oh, why do you? So would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
No.
So why would you vote for one but not the other?
No, that's too far. That's too far.
Okay, why is it too far to grape a child but not to grape a woman? But it's, okay, so what's the relevant difference between a woman and a child? That means you specifically think it's okay to grape one but not the other.
Okay. Neither of them were okay. I never said that one of them was okay.
Okay, so why is one hit the excessive level of bad but the other one isn't? So why is graping a woman not excessively bad but graping a child is excessively bad?
They're both excessively bad.
Okay, if they're both excessively bad insofar as that you wouldn't vote for someone, well then why are you saying that there's a difference between the two insofar as that you'd vote for someone who is held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, but you wouldn't vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
I don't. Okay, so here's why. Because basically, when you're looking at president versus president, I don't know if he did it. You cannot tell me 100% if he did
liable.
It. Okay, I understand that.
It's most likely that he did. So I'm going to accept it. Would you let someone held civilly? Would you let someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman be a gym teacher?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't think that's legal.
No. I'm asking why wouldn't you let them?
Because they'd be around underage girls all the time. And
do you think that they're a threat? Maybe. Why do you think they're a threat?
To those girls in the gym class, yeah.
Why do you think they're a threat?
Because
it shows guilt. Okay,
pervert.
So you accept the civil case relates to the scenario with the gym teacher, but not with the president of the United States. You understand every single person who's in the United States who is a boy who is growing up in this country, right? They look up to the president. You're saying they should look up to someone who's been held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman.
That's not true. Not every. No. Nobody looks up to Donald. Look, there is people, but not all of them do. And anyway, also,
not all of them do what?
Bro.
Not all of them do what?
Oh my God, look up to Donald Trump, the president of the United States.
So you saying not all of them do somehow means it's okay to vote for someone who has these character flaws?
I mean, I'm gonna vote for him, even though he's civilly liable. I don't know if he did it. I'm never gonna know if he did it unless he comes out and admits it, or if she gets proven wrong. I don't think either are gonna happen. So, can we move on to the why I'm voting for Trump? Like the 90% of the reason.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how you can go past the fact that you said that you wouldn't vote for someone who was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child.
Trust me,
but you would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, because you have to say either one is not you have to say that sexually abusing a woman is not excessively bad, because there's not a difference in standard of evidence.
I also just don't think he did it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so why do you dispute the case why do you dispute the case? Oh, you're mad. You're mad because I fucking got you.
No, dude, because I'm trying to go on to the next subject, like I've said, okay?
I understand, because you're fucking uncomfortable with being called out for something that you know is clearly bad.
No, okay? I'm uncomfortable talking about...
Yes, you are. I can tell. You're mad because I'm calling out you on a position you know is wrong.
Okay, sure. Yeah, being held civilly liable for raping a woman is wrong. I understand. Can we move on?
No. It is excessively bad, right? Insofar as that you wouldn't vote for someone?
No, I'd vote for Trump.
Okay, so why would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, but not a child?
Most likely because, number one, there's not for sure he did it. Number two, it is most likely okay. Yeah,
wait,
sure,
but the standard of evidence is the same in both scenarios. One's a civil case, the other one's a civil case.
Okay. Anyway, so it's bigger than... I'm not voting for Trump for the man he is. I'm voting for him on how the president he is. If I was voting for the presidents on how I like them, I'd vote for Kamala Harris. If I'm voting for them of who's going to run the country, I think better, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Okay, again, not only do you not have any reason to believe that he's going to do it better, but again, you're just saying.
I do. I've been trying to get to that.
You said character can be bad enough insofar as that you wouldn't vote for someone. So why doesn't Trump meet this criteria?
All right. So basically, I have a soft spot for kids. I love kids. I have nephews, and that's why I thought to say that.
Do you have a mom? Do you have sisters?
Yeah.
Do you care about the
If
women in your
anybody
life?
ever touched my nephews, I'm not going to tell you what I do on TikTok Live, but I'm just saying.
What about the women in your life?
What about them?
Well, you wouldn't be okay with it in that scenario either.
No, I wouldn't.
So again, why do you have a difference between these two standards? Like, why is again graping a woman not excessively bad, but graping a child is?
What?
There is no relevant
Both
difference
are-
insofar as that you would think that one is excessively bad, but the other
All right,
is
now
not.
let me ask you this.
Grape is
Let me ask you this.
excessively bad insofar as that you should not vote for someone.
Okay.
And Kamala Harris
There's
is not a
gonna be
rapist.
lot-
Kamala Harris has not
there's
been
gonna
held
be-
civilly liable.
Okay, that's true. All right, can we move on, please, to the next?
You're so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Okay. And I live in Minnesota, right? In 2020, Tim Walz was the governor, right? Tim Walz in Minnesota. I live in Minnesota. The BLM protests for George Floyd and all that, right? Yeah. I live in Minneapolis. The whole city got fucked up. It was terrible. And Tim Walz brushed it off like it was nothing.
It wasn't the whole city, and you know who praised his response?
Who's responsible?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay.
He was on call talking to Tim Walz, praising his response.
For something that and mostly because I just cannot stand Democrats for what they did in Minneapolis, bro. I live outside of Minneapolis a few miles. It's terrible. I'm not gonna lie. It's terrible. It was so bad. That's
What?
not
What's bad?
the rioting.
So again, Trump praised his response.
Okay, he praised the rioting.
Trump praised Tim Walz's response. So whatever you think is bad about Tim Walz's response, Trump
He
doesn't
brushed
think
it
that.
off. Trump didn't brush it off. He was going to send National Guards down there.
Trump literally said, "You did so great. It was very great. I've never seen someone do so great as this."
Okay, that's crazy. But also, I'm talking about Tim Walz right now, not Donald Trump. He's crazy. But also, I'm talking about Tim Walz right now, not Donald Trump. He says a lot of stuff that he doesn't mean.
Wait, but we're comparing the two. So again, if you think that it is the case that this was a bad response, well, then Trump is praising bad responses.
Do you think it was a bad response? Do you think it was a bad response?
You can say
Tim
whatever
Walz?
you want.
Do you think? Not me. Do you think it was a bad response?
Do I think?
I think
so?
it was. Yeah.
So I think that there could be bad responses that exist with it. Sure, I don't dispute that, but I don't know. I'm not like a professional in this. I don't know how best respond to scenarios like this. So I wouldn't be
Okay.
able to qualify that. But the point I'm
No,
making
no,
is
no,
that
no. I'm just asking
wait, I have a question. Was January 6th the bad response?
For what was on January?
When he waited
6th?
hours to call in the National Guard, was that a bad response?
Yeah.
Okay. So when Trump says that he wants to pardon people that pled guilty to violently assaulting police officers, right? Do you support that?
No.
Okay, so what's your point here? Because you can infinitely, with
Tim Walz
everything you
fucked
say
up.
about Tim
That
Walz,
Tim
which is
Walz fucked up.
our vice president, you can say to a worse degree.
He's not our vice president.
He is our vice president.
Is he?
I meant the Democrats' side vice president, genius.
Okay, sure. No, he fucked up. And Donald Trump has, he was trying to protect Minneapolis. He was. And that George Floyd. Have you ever watched the show, The Fall of Minneapolis? It describes
No.
on how, George Floyd was in the wrong here. You can call me racist all you want.
George
He was
Floyd.
on-
How is George Floyd in the wrong? He got killed.
Because he
got murdered.
overdosed. No, he overdosed. He was
No, that's a
overdosed.
fucking lie.
No.
You literal fucking liar. Look at the cause of death. It's asphyxiation. It was not. You just fucking lied. You weirdo. Why are you still lying about this? This has been proven wrong over and over again. The cause of death was asphyxiation. I can't say that word for some reason. Asphyxiation.
Yo.
Go to the autopsy.
Okay, they were calling in
And tell me what it
medics.
says.
You're telling me he wasn't, huh? You're telling me he wasn't
What does the
absolutely
autopsy
blazed?
say? What does the autopsy say?
The autopsy is what you said, but he
So
wouldn't have died.
the
No, no, no,
autopsy
no,
does
no,
it
no, no,
list
no,
as a
no,
cause
shut
of death?
up, shut
Does it
up,
list
shut up,
drugs as a
shut up,
cause of
shut up.
death? Does it
No.
list drugs? No, it doesn't. So you're
There's a
saying
lot
you
of
know
drugs
more than the
listed.
people who did the autopsy?
No.
Okay, so don't
saying
fucking
drugs
sit
is
up
a
here
big reason
and
of why he
promote this
died.
lie over and over again when you literally know it's false.
Okay.
No
I'm not-
evidence he overdosed.
there's evidence that he had a lot of drugs in his system, like a lot.
That doesn't mean
like
he
a lot.
overdosed.
He'd been alive right now, or I don't know right now. He'd have survived that if he wasn't that high.
Wrong. Why was it not? Then it would have been listed as a cause of death. It was not listed as a cause of death. Therefore, you're wrong.
Did you know?
The people who did the autopsy said you're wrong.
No. Okay.
It was not listed as a cause of death.
The drugs were the cause of death.
That's what you are saying.
Right.
When you say specifically that it wouldn't have happened otherwise, you're saying it's the cause.
It wouldn't have.
Okay, so if it wouldn't have happened otherwise, it's the cause. That's what you're saying. And if it is the cause, well, then why was it not listed as a cause of death in the autopsy?
He was also hardcore resisting arrest.
Why was it not listed in the autopsy? Appreciate the goose. Thank you so much. We saw the video. He was not resisting arrest when he was literally on his neck.
He was running around the car. He was running around the car. What are you talking about?
When he was on top of him?
Running?
When he was choking him?
No.
When he was asphyxiating him? Get a fucking grip. Get a fucking grip, you weirdo.
No, they had to tackle him.
You're such a weirdo, dude. You literally know. You know the cause of death wasn't drugs, and yet you still promote this lie. It's such bullshit.
All right.
It's literally brain rot. You guys believe every conspiracy you fucking get told.
It's not a conspiracy.
It is a conspiracy. Because there's no facts. There's no facts. Tell me.
There's no facts. There's no facts that he had drugs in the system.
No, I never said that. I said that there's no facts that was a cause of death. Genius. I've told you that fucking 7 times. Are you really that ridiculous?
Hey, do you think if you were to been perfectly sober, no drugs, no nothing, no alcohol, no nothing, just regular, he'd have died?
Yes. Yes. Because if that was not the case, well, then it would have been listed as a cause of death.
Okay.
So figure out how an autopsy works and then come back to me and talk to me. The knee was on his neck. He got fucking murdered. Okay? You want to sit up here and you want to lie because you want to make the fucking person who murdered him look better? For how long was he on his neck? Tell me. For how long was he on his neck? Appreciate the ICU. Thank you so much.
I don't know how long was he on his neck.
Was it like fucking 9 minutes?
No, hell no.
Little Crown, thank you so much. What do you mean no?
It was not.
What do you mean fucking no? It's literally it's in the autopsy. Cammy, I appreciate the boxing gloves. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
They were calling for medics for he didn't purposely mean to kill him. That's not his goal there.
That literally was what he was doing.
He was trying to kill him?
Yes.
Like he wanted to kill him that day. So why was he calling for medics and telling him, sir, please stop. Sir, please stop running around the police car. Sir, please come here.
Why was he on his neck for that long?
Because that's what they train you to do. Not for that long, but they train you to have the knee.
Okay, so if they don't train you to do it for that long, why was he doing it for that long?
He made a fucked up mistake.
Mistake. Okay, I appreciate the train. Thank you so much. No. So he fucking murdered him.
That dude was
do you think
out.
that?
Have you seen the video?
Murdered,
Have you seen the video?
Wait, do you think George Floyd was murdered? Look at this guy, bro. Look at this clown. You're a fucking clown, dude.
I'm a clown.
You can't say that he was murdered. Appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much. When the autopsy indicates that
he was murdered. He was murdered.
Appreciate the hand art.
But
okay,
I think
buddy.
He also he did some bad stuff too. Like he almost did murder
nothing
a
of this.
pregnant lady.
Trump's done some bad things. Does that justify the guy assassinating him?
About Trump.
Trump said bad things. Does that justify the guy assassinating him?
No. Am I justifying?
Okay, so I don't want to fucking hear it. You're quite literally right now trying to justify it.
No, what? I did not justify George Floyd being dead.
You just said that you literally paused on him being murdered, and you were calling him bad. Okay, that's not relevant. Whether or not someone's bad does not mean it's okay to murder them.
He pointed a gun to a pregnant lady's head and said, "Word for word, I will kill you in your child."
And that's bad. Does he deserve to be murdered? No.
He deserves to go to prison for the rest of his life, I think.
I appreciate that, Mustache. Thank you so much. So again, you say he deserves to go to prison for the rest of his life. Sure, right?
Forever.
But that's not responding to you thinking it's okay for him to be murdered. Okay?
Yeah. So he went into the store, gave him fake money,
and he deserved to be murdered because of that.
Is that what I'm saying?
So did he deserve to be murdered?
No.
No. Okay. So what's the point? I don't want to. Why are you even bringing up this case?
Because I started off with the rioting, and this is what caused the rioting. Did this have to lead to all the buildings burning down?
And he was literally murdered. So if he was murdered, do you understand why people were mad?
Don't you think white people get murdered, Asian people get murdered, Mexican people get murdered, black people get murdered? Is there riots about it?
So again, listen. Just because actually during January 6th there was a riot about you guys losing the fucking election. So we actually you guys
crazy.
rioted.
Hey,
you rioted about losing a fucking election justly, right? But we did it about someone being murdered by the police unjustly. Wow, where are your fucking priorities, buddy?
No,
where are your priorities, buddy?
No. My priorities.
Where are your priorities? And that's not the only case. Sonia Massey, Andre Hill.
Who was that?
Trayvon Martin. All these people.
Yeah.
Appreciate the finger art. Thank you so much. I appreciate the meerkat.
All these
People have been
people,
murdered by the police over and over and over again, and you're not addressing it. You're acting like it's a non-issue. Okay? In the United States, there's a significantly higher rate per capita of police brutality than there is in countries in Europe. Tell me why there's such a higher rate of police brutality. Tell me, please. Appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm back. Now that I muted myself, because there's more crime, a lot more crime, and there's guns. There's guns here that there isn't in Europe in certain places.
Oh, so we need gun control.
I mean, I like the way it is. I think we do need to restrict it a little bit more, but yeah.
So we need gun control. Why do the police commit more crime? Okay, we need to talk about the police. What do the police do? Because it is a police issue. The police have a higher rate of brutality.
Yeah,
you're talking about gun violence. I'm talking about brutality from the police.
Hey,
so if we look at the police,
issue.
why do the police in the United States do it at a higher rate than the countries in Europe?
Because the crime's higher.
Because the what?
Crime rate is higher.
The crime rate is higher here. Why is the crime rate higher here?
Because people do more crimes here. Fuck.
Why?
I don't know. Ask them that. I don't know why they do crimes. I don't fucking know. Maybe they want money. Maybe they want, I don't know.
So that doesn't make a higher rate. Okay, so there being more cases does not increase the rate because we're taking per capita, which is per case.
Mm-hmm. So what do you say we do about the police issue? You say we defund the police? Is that what you think?
I think we need to reallocate and reform. So what we need to do is we need to reallocate police funds towards things that are better suited at fighting crime, right? Things that help out the police, social workers, right? Things that help out the police, right? In terms of cameras, regulations that actually ensure that people have accountability, getting rid of police unions that specifically decrease the level of accountability for certain officers. So those types of things benefit. Increasing access to social services, which prevent people from committing crimes in the very first place.
Yeah, I could have sworn that Biden and Harris they wanted to defund the police.
So actually, no, they funded the police more. Kamala Harris did originally want to defund the police, but what that means is reallocate. That's what I mean. What that means, Joe, is reallocate police funds towards things that are better suited at fighting crime. So again, reallocated reform. My sort of motto: reallocate and reform. That's what I think that we need to do with the police.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? There's not going to be police that commit murders? You can't really stop that. I mean, you can't. I'm sorry. As harsh of a world and a thing it is to say.
Amelia, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Amelia. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jessica, thank you for the $10 for cooking the racist the racist. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Carly, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Alex, thank you so much for the $25. Thank you so much, Alex. I really appreciate the $25. Caleb, thank you for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Caleb. I really appreciate it. And Andrew, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Light, thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Light. Thank you.
Yo, average Democrat, he's racist.
Well, you're voting for a guy that's racist over someone who's non-racist. You said that George Floyd wasn't murdered, and then you now changed that position. I did not say that. I did not. You tried to undermine George Floyd being murdered by bringing up the fact that he's committed crimes in his life, even though you won't acknowledge the crimes of Donald Trump.
Did I say that George Floyd wasn't murdered? I mean, I think that you're just putting words in my mouth now.
So you can sit there and you can try to gaslight me as much as you want, but we heard you.
Oh, so I said he was murdered?
So you literally paused and wouldn't answer that he was murdered.
I said, and then I eventually said he was murdered. Yes.
Yes, I told you that you did do that. Memes, thank you for the under. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Okay, that does not mean that I said he wasn't murdered. That's just not true.
Right, but you come on. You said he OD'd originally.
He did have a lot.
You're a fucking liar, dude. You're an actual liar. And then now you're gaslighting us. Thank you so much. You literally originally said that he OD'd, which means he wasn't murdered. Okay. That's such a ridiculous statement for you to say. Tunisia, thank you so much for the $3. Thank you so much.
What I'm trying to say is like he was only murdered because he was so high that he was hard to
No,
resist.
complete false, complete lies. Not in the fucking. That was not in the autopsy.
What was the lie about? No, what was the lie about?
Because it was not a cause of death. It was not listed as a cause of death. Asphyxiation was the cause of death.
I'm not saying that the cause of death was him resisting arrest. I'm saying that
no, you're saying that the cause of death was him being on drugs, and that's not it at all.
No,
that's
dude,
not the cause of death.
Oh my god.
You're saying it would not have happened if it were not for the drugs. That is not true.
That is true.
First the hand, I think so. No, it's not. Then it would have been listed as a
Joe. Let me explain it to you.
No, then it would have been listed as a cause of death.
Let me explain it to you. It's because he would have never been running around a police car, straight up lying to the police officers, saying he was saying I can't breathe while he was running around the police car. By the way, he was screaming while nobody was touching him while he was running around the police car. He was like, I can't breathe, and he was running around the police car. So the police called the ambulance, said, hey, we need a paramedic down here. And
you're not talking about the 9 minutes and 30 seconds almost, where specifically it is the case that he was on George Floyd's neck and he got killed. Okay, so you can sit there and you can try to deny all this reality. 9.5 minutes.
Yep.
9.5.
But the reason this happened is because he was saying I can't breathe for literally 20 minutes.
9.5 minutes he was on his neck.
Yeah, he was on his neck for 9.5 minutes.
Stop denying it, you fucking weirdo.
I'm not, what? How
you
am I
were literally
that?
Then what are you bringing up? What's the point?
He was saying the only reason the cop. I'm not saying that he wasn't murdered. I'm saying that the cop didn't mean to murder him.
Okay. So again, you have no reason to believe that at all, right? Why would he be on his neck for 9.5 minutes?
I'm trying to.
Why would he be on his neck for 9.5 minutes?
To detain him, and he was on there way too long. I'm not saying he
detain him. Does it take 9.5 minutes on someone's neck to detain them?
No, it doesn't. And that's why I just said.
No. So then that was murder. Was it first degree murder? Was it second degree murder? Was it third degree murder?
Third. So
it was murder. And also, no way. I'd fucking classify that as third.
Well, explain to me, why would it be second or first?
Because he literally was on his neck for 9.5 minutes.
Okay, so explain to me why that would be second.
Okay, so if I went on your neck for 9.5 minutes to detain you, would that not be murder?
That would be murder. Yes, like I've said a million times.
Is that intentionally murder?
No, it depends. It depends.
What does it depend on?
If you were a police officer and I was resisting arrest and I was high as fuck, it would be third degree murder.
Literally, dude, all of these things are fucking weird. You weirdo. I'm not talking to this guy anymore. What a fucking weirdo. He says it's non-intentional because the guy was literally high. Like, what? That doesn't fucking change the intent. What a fucking weirdo. He was literally handcuffed on the ground. Appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Why are people like that, dude? I don't understand. It's so fucking disheartening. Austin, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 25.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yeah, I'm going to be voting for Trump.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Age restricted chat, by the way. Thank you, Little Crown. Thank you so much.
Oh, did I age restrict it?
No, it was the prior person.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to vote for Trump because I don't know, like I'm from Aurora, Colorado, right? And I do see a lot of illegal immigration. I do see the apartment buildings being taken over, and I do see windshields.
Are you saying by Venezuelan gangs?
Say what?
Are you saying by Venezuelan gangs?
Well, yeah, I'm saying by Venezuelan gangs too.
So there's no evidence of that. Can you give me the evidence? Phyllis, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Well, what do you mean, like evidence, like of the gangs especially, or?
Yeah, can you give me any evidence of that happening?
Well, yeah. So about a week ago, I believe, there is a Instagram account called Do Better Denver, right? And they recently arrested 2 Venezuelan gang members who robbed a jewelry store, right? Violently. Robert, See, that's...
I'm asking for, like, the source.
I mean, I can't give you a source. I mean, it's
because, like, the Aurora police literally said this wasn't happening.
Oh, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I'm voting for Trump because, I don't know, I like America. But, hey...
Would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
I mean, no, not really. I wouldn't vote for that person, but...
Not really? So you would?
I mean, I would vote for Trump, but, I mean... Even if you don't prove it.
You would vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
No.
McKenna,
No, I
thank you for the
wouldn't.
$5. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't.
So no. So you wouldn't vote for them. So you're not going to vote for Trump.
Probably
Maureen,
not. I
thank you
don't
for the
know, man.
$10, and Joshua, thank you for the $5. All right, well,
Dude,
appreciate you
I
coming
just
up.
got live recently, man. I just wanted to say hi. But hey, take
All right,
it easy, though.
appreciate you coming up, man.
Yep.
All right, let's go to the next individual. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. Do tap that screen. Let's run it up to 750,000 likes. We don't have that much longer left on the live, everyone, so we'll try to get as many people as we possibly can. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
Can you hear me?
How old are you?
Oh, 29.
Are you voting for Trump?
Well, I'm not American, so I'm not voting either way.
Okay.
But
Let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. By the way, everyone, I will be back on tomorrow at typical times. Yo, what's up? How old are you? All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 43. Hold on a minute. Just a second. Thank you, Kayla, for the $20 on Cash App.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 45.
Okay, are you voting
Oh,
Trump?
thank you, Mark, for the $10 on Cash App.
Are you voting Trump?
Oh, yes, I am. Thank you, Mark, for the $5.
Sorry, why are you voting Trump?
Because Kamala? Is it Camilla? What is it?
Kamala.
Oh, it's Kamala? Because she's a really dumb ass, right?
Can you tell me one thing she's done that's dumb?
One thing that she's done that's dumb? I don't know. Did you ever hear her talk?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So tell me what she said.
No, I asked you for a circumstance where she said something dumb, and now you're pivoting. So would you like to answer the
I'm
question?
not pivoting.
So name the time she said something dumb.
I could give you a million
Give me
times
one.
that she said
Give me
something
one.
dumb.
Give me one.
You want me to give you one?
Yes.
All right. How she sits there and talks about just she repeats herself over and over and over. She can't even. Let me ask you.
Can you give me an
why-
example?
No, yeah, I can give you an example. But the problem is she can't even do an interview.
She did. She did an interview with CNN.
Yeah, 16 minutes, 18 minutes, whatever it was. And it was
Tell Trump to come on my platform. Will he do it? Will he do a 20-minute interview with me?
I can guarantee you he would.
I doubt it. Alana, I appreciate the $4.
Actually,
Thank you
he
so much.
probably
I
wouldn't
appreciate
do it because of how you do your deal. To where you're always like, just like I did. Oh, thank you for the $20, and you just interrupt. Like he's not going to put up with that shit. I'm just telling you.
Joe, have I done that with you?
Huh?
Have I done
No,
that with
but
you?
I hear you do it to everybody.
I don't do it to everybody.
Yes, you do it.
Well, I haven't got a single dono yet, so how would I do it?
Because you lie and you're not getting those donations.
lie?
You were just on that with that last guy, and 4 people in a row. You did
And
that
thank you for
to
the
him.
$5. Thank
There
you so
go.
much, Ann.
See, that's what I mean.
I was doing it to troll you, bro.
So, no, I'm just saying. I don't believe that you're getting all these payments. I'm just telling you that.
You think they're fake?
I mean, if
Lawson, thank you for the $6.66. Thank you so much, Lawson.
If it was real, then how much tax?
Camille, thank you for the $3. Thank you so much. Austin, thank you for the
how much
$1.
taxes are you paying?
I'm not going to tell you the exact number. Celia, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Duke, thank you for the $1. Thank you so
Because
much.
Guess what? Because you don't pay taxes.
I do pay taxes.
I don't believe you
Alexa,
don't.
thank you so much. I appreciate the $2.
There
Thank
you go. Thank you, Rick.
Wait,
$20.
why do you think I don't pay taxes? I wish. Mike, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mike, give me some W's, Mike, in the comments. Ben, thank you for the boxing gloves. And Jacqueline, thank you so much. I appreciate or Jacqueline, thank you so much for the $20 on
You're
Venmo.
doing
Thank you
this.
so much. Justin, thank you for the $5 for this guy. Sounds like he has 2 brain cells. So real. Dana, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
I can tell you one thing.
Adele, thank you for the $1.
Do you think that? Do you like Elon Musk? Let me ask you a question.
No.
Why don't you like him?
Bear Hyper, thank you so much. I appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. Danielle, thank you for the $5. And Ashley, thank you for the $5 as well.
Elon Musk?
Why do I not like him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that his trans daughter's dead when they're still alive.
His what?
His trans daughter is dead when they're still alive. Aim, thank you for the $5. Gene, thank you for the $2. Ben, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
Where's
Caitlin, thank you for the $2.
Hey, where's the
For
source?
the fake donations, thank you so much. Marco, thank you for the $1. Michael, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much, Michael. Can we get some W's for Michael in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Michael. Alexa, thank you so much for the $5. Cherry, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Hey, I'm on a computer. Where's the source for that? That he says
which claim?
That his trans daughter's dead.
Yeah, look up Elon Musk, trans daughter dead.
Let me look. Hold on. You're looking it up because you don't even know.
Well, no, I have to go back to my source. Jenny, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Jenny. Thank you so much. Alejandro, thank you for the $6.66 from the DNC. Kim, thank you for the $2. That's the fake donation. Thank you so much. Colton, thank you for the $1. Brain, I appreciate the cap. Thank you so much. Carly, thank you so much for the $2 for not a real donation. Rob, thank you for the $5 for the fake donation. You can literally look at any of the. There's multiple articles.
This one, trans daughter Vivian Wilson slams his comments as a field haze.
Karen, thank you for the 69 cents.
Ketamine field haze.
Appreciate that mustache. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tanner, thank you for the $4.20. Thank you so much. Rhonda, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Cammy, thank you for the $25 to interrupt this fool. Thank you so much, Cammy. I appreciate it. Joby, thank you for the $6.66, the fake donation. Brian, thank you for the hat and mustache. Thank you. Appreciate the hanging lights. Thank you so much.
So you want me to read this to you?
Kayla, thank you for the $1. Read what?
Do what I found.
Go ahead. Anne Marie, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Recently attacked gender-affirming care in an interview with conspiracy theorist Jordan Peterson for conservative platform from Daily Wire, claiming that the life-saving.
Appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
You know, if you ain't gonna listen, then I'm just gonna.
I'm listening. Don't
worry. Claiming that the life-saving treatment killed his daughter while repeatedly missing.
Killed. Wow. Donna, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Lasquez said his daughter wanted to begin transitioning. He was essentially tricked into signing documents before he had.
She?
Really? No.
She wasn't tricked either. Christina, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for the $5. Get some W's for Christina in the comment section right now. And Christina, thank you for the $1. Sherry, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Sherry. Hey, so it said exactly what I said, right? It said that he said that she was killed.
So what he says is, what he is saying is his son is dead because he doesn't believe in that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so he said that his trans daughter is dead.
Yeah.
When she's not.
You understand?
Brayden, thank you for the $2. Heather, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, Heather. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tolly, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
You know, if you're going to keep doing that, I'm just going to freaking get off of here. So
Are you mad?
No, you're not understanding what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. What am I not understanding?
What I'm trying to say is he's not saying that actually. He's saying he's dead to him. Because he does not agree with that.
She is not dead.
Or she isn't. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Him not agreeing with that, saying that she's dead, is fucking insane. Okay? Like, why would you not support your daughter?
You don't understand that
Dana, thank you for the $1.
He doesn't agree with that.
Flynn, thank you for the $1.
Okay?
Okay, so you say he doesn't agree. Again, why not? Why would you not support your daughter?
Because he doesn't agree with that. That's just, if you have a certain belief.
Okay. So Jamie, I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
But that wasn't what I was even getting to. But the other thing was, I was wanting to know, why do you say that? So you think that the big corporations should pay a ton of money, and Trump's trying to lower the corporate tax rate, right?
Yeah. David, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Yeah, like the rate that we have right now that Kamala Harris is advocating for, the 28%, is actually like a lower effective tax rate for the highest income brackets for corporate taxes comparative to what we've had since literally 1940. Okay. Yashika, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. And Elizabeth with the $28 for hurting this little man's feelings. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Elizabeth. Thank you.
So you do know that they quit. Kamala Harris quit talking about Elon Musk's tax because he paid $12 billion in taxes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Who pays
He
that?
should pay more.
Who? He should pay more?
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. If you made $50,000 a year, let's just say, do you think it's okay to be taxed $30,000?
No, I would never do that with someone who makes that level of income. But do I think that someone can be taxed up to 50% as it relates to the highest levels of income? Absolutely. Like someone making hundreds of millions of dollars a year, taxing 50%, I don't care. Right? But if we were taxing 50% of people who make 10,000, that's ridiculous.
Is that okay, though?
I'm not okay with that.
Because
it doesn't take away from their basic necessities.
Well, hold on. Because you were successful and you made yourself successful.
Yep, I'm okay with taxing people up to 50% effective tax rate
than everyone else.
I'm okay with taxing extraordinarily rich people up to 50% effective tax rate.
I don't make a lot of money.
Appreciate the handout. Thank you.
I make like $50,000.
Carlos, thank you for the $5.
But guess what?
And I don't think you should be taxed anywhere near that rate.
I pay a ton of tax.
And Joe, and I think you should pay less taxes. I think people who are in the middle class should pay less taxes, and the people who are very, very rich should pay more taxes.
It ain't going to happen with her either. It's not going to happen.
Yes, it is. Actually, it is. She's advocating to decrease taxes on 100 million Americans.
I've been around for a long time.
Poison, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Appreciate the Lucy.
Democrats have been in there. Republicans have been in there. And guess what? It never changes. It never changes. And so I don't care.
Well, that's what she's advocating for.
But it never changes. Everybody says it every year. Every 4 years,
and you can say that, Joe. But like, to be totally honest with you, if someone's making over $1 million a year, do you really care that they're being taxed at a 50% rate?
No, literally, that $12 million or $12 billion that Elon paid is like pennies to him. So
yeah, exactly. Like
I understand.
Like, so obviously, I'm okay with them paying pennies on like what would be meals for the lower classes of the society. What would be healthcare? What would be education?
But the thing is that we're not getting the break, and I haven't my whole life.
So do you want me to tell you multiple tax breaks she's advocating for? $50,000.
I'm not saying she's not advocating. I'm saying everybody says this every 4 years.
Okay. So why accept Trump over Kamala Harris?
Why? The only thing that I know is I voted for
Nina. Thank you for the $5. Thank you.
I voted Democrat my whole life, all the way up until Obama. I voted for Obama the first time, and then I didn't vote Democrat after that. But I'm not saying that I was a Democrat or a Republican. I'm just saying that I was an independent, and I just went with what I listen. I couldn't care. Like, I think women have the right to choose what they want to do with their body. Everybody has a right to choose what they want to do with their body. Like, that's up to them. You know,
so why vote for Trump, who actively tried to undermine women's access to abortion? And Elizabeth, thank you for the $100 on Venmo. I don't care about this guy, but congratulations on the Charlie Kirk debate. We're so proud of you. Can we get some W's for Elizabeth in the comments section right now? Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate that. Let's get some W's for Elizabeth. At least 100+ W's for Elizabeth in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. It's always good to see you. Thank you so much. This is really big. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, what were you saying, Joe?
No, I don't know that he did that. So
Charlie Kirk?
Huh?
Oh, you're talking about Trump? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Trump. Yeah. So Trump, he put 3 Supreme Court justices in office with the explicit reason of overturning Roe versus Wade, and they did. And then he brags about overturning Roe versus Wade.
What's really funny about that?
What?
The 2 of them that he put in there vote against the things that he's wants. So
not for Roe versus Wade.
But the Roe versus Wade thing, listen, he's just bringing that to the states. That's all he wants. And
but that restricted 1/3 of women's access to abortion in this country.
Huh? Do you
That
think it
restricted
was,
one-third of women's access to abortion in this country
let me ask
and
you.
didn't provide federal
So
protections for rape victims.
Are you for abortion? Are you?
I think people should be able to get access to abortion prior to sentience. Absolutely.
Okay, so you
And
think
for the
it was
people in the
okay-
chat, Charlie Kirk debate already happens on Jubilee on YouTube.
So you think it was okay at the DNC to have that trailer out there and giving abortions for out, and they had a
Yeah.
waiting line? You think that was
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what's wrong with an abortion in the first trimester?
What's wrong with an abortion after the baby's been born?
By the way, I don't think that there was like a truck for those things, but like
No, they had a trailer out there.
but like why not? I
No,
don't
look
have
it
any
up.
evidence. I
Don't
will look it up.
up.
I will look it up, but like I just don't think that happened.
No.
But like I actually
You know what?
Joe, I
Don't
have
look it
nothing
up
against
because you're always asking for a source, and you don't.
Joe.
now you're
Joe,
lying.
I never
You're
said it's an
lying
issue.
now. No, you're lying.
I just asked you for a
always
source.
wanna
How am
know
I
a
lying?
source, and you just told me I don't believe that there was a truck out there.
Yeah, I don't have any good evidence to believe that.
Then let me show you. You always ask everybody else for the source. Show me the source.
Go for it. I mean, I'm not really like disputing the claim because I don't think it's like a bad
You
thing.
just disputed it.
Well, I meant like I'm not hardly disputing it. That's why I didn't ask you for a source, but I do dispute it. Like you're not going to have any source
You
for it.
just said
and
I
know
don't believe
but
it.
I don't really care to press you on it.
Whatever.
Why are you so mad?
No, I think it's funny that you do it to everybody else, and how you can't.
I just didn't ask you
it's-
for a source.
You know it's true, but
Hey.
you can't. But now you're
Joe, I don't know it's true.
you're
The reason
backtracking.
why I didn't ask you for a source
Because
is
you-
simply because I didn't really care to dispute it. Because even if it is true, right, I'm not morally against it. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, but why would
it,
you?
it doesn't have as
you
much
said
significance.
I don't believe it. I don't know if I believe that. You told me.
Okay.
Do you not understand that? You do that to everybody else, but then it's not okay for me to do it to you.
Wait, what source did you ask from me?
I told you, and you said, "Well, I really don't know if I believe that there was a truck out there or a trailer."
Yeah,
or
so
whatever."
okay, so then give me your
Well, hold
source.
on.
Okay.
No, why do you always ask someone else? Where's the source?
Yeah, do I need to give a source for
No,
that's a negative
asked you,
claim.
and so let's just say that
Jay,
I
thank you for the
said-
$2. Thank you so much. The trailer was providing contraceptives and women's health exams, not abortions. This is on the PP's website, Planned Parenthood website,
No, they were
and
given,
documented by visitors.
They were given abortions. I can come up
Okay,
with it.
okay, sure, you can find that source, but I mean, I don't care. Even if that was true, I don't care. If
You
they were
know
giving
it's
abortions-
true. That's
Wait, so
why you're
what's
saying
what's
you don't
wrong?
care.
What's wrong with an abortion in the first trimester?
Listen, it isn't always the first trimester. It's even after birth that they
No.
want. Yes, it is. Virginia.
There's
go
no
look it up.
source. That's not an abortion.
There's proof
Hey,
of that.
Joe, I'm sorry to break it to you. What's an abortion? Can you define that for me, please?
Yeah, but okay. I understand where you're going with this. I'm saying even after birth, they
No,
will
no, no.
allow
What's an
them
abortion?
off.
Can you
They
define?
allowed-
Hey, can you
Yeah,
define abortion?
Abortion is aborting a fetus.
Okay, so you just said aborting. That's not telling me what an abortion is. So what's an abortion?
What's an abortion? It is killing a fetus.
No. Okay, so it's a termination of a pregnancy. So can you tell me how you can terminate a pregnancy after you give birth?
I didn't. Okay, where I was going with that was Virginia allowed somebody to have babies and then said, "We'll allow the baby. You decide what you want to do," and then they killed the baby after the fact.
Okay.
After
So
it was born.
I appreciate the little crown. Thank you so much. So let's do a few things here. One, that's not abortion. Two, I don't
Well,
have any
no.
evidence to substantiate that, so I'd like to ask you for a source for that. And
Yeah,
then three, as it
well-
relates to that, I am totally against that. I never said that I'm not against that. And also, as it relates to the states are able to do those things if that's true under your view because Trump wants to leave it up to the states. But
So-
again, that's literally not an abortion. That's
So
literally murder.
Are you okay with? Well, then the Virginia governor should be in prison then.
If that's true, then I think that
Look it up.
they shouldn't be allowed to have that law. So there's literally no source indicating this. I'd like to hear a source because that's infanticide,
Hold on,
not
I'm
abortion.
looking it up.
Okay, for sure. Everyone, and tap the screen in the meantime. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. Give it a second, everyone. And this is probably the last conversation I'm going to do today, everyone. JRG, I appreciate this. The hand art. Thank you so much, because I'm going to go see my girlfriend. Tomorrow I will be back at normal times. And also, everyone, you can go to the Jubilee video on YouTube. Look up Jubilee. It's the last video that was just posted, everyone. I debated Charlie Kirk. There are like 4 times where we talked. They cut out one of the conversations, but... Oh, wait, my girlfriend said don't get off yet. Okay. Oh, wait, everyone. Hello?
Just a second here.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're good. Yo, thank you for the Lucy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
This was before... So Glenn Youngkin is in there now. So he signed something. So the only thing that's coming up is him. But it was before him, the governor before him that did this. But I don't know. It's hard to, when you search things, it wants to come up with a lot of liberal stuff. It never wants to.
Here's the hand art.
So I don't know.
Not find it? Okay, that's fine. So again, there's no source that indicates that. Appreciate the little card. Thank you so much. Secondly, that's not an abortion. Third of all, again, late-term abortion, lethal abortion is allowed to happen because of it leaving it up to the states. Okay. Otherwise, that wouldn't be able to be happen under Roe, because it was like viability that was the protector.
So you agree that it should be left up to the states?
No, absolutely not.
No?
I think there should be federally protected access to abortion.
All right. So you think it's like, I seen a lady and she was proud that she had 19 abortions. She was proud of it.
Okay. I didn't even know it was medically possible to have 19 abortions.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's the person. I mean, obviously, you get pregnant, you get an abortion, you get pregnant.
If someone gets 19 abortions prior to sentience, I don't care. I just didn't know that was medically possible.
But there was a lady that was actually bragging about that.
Yeah, they're probably trolling.
No.
The fact that you believe that's kind of wild.
No.
Dude, I don't think someone medically speaking could get through 19 abortions.
Well, just because you think it doesn't mean it ain't true. So
go find a source for me, please.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Okay. This is like a South Park episode. Trust me, bro, is your source?
Why do you vote? Why do you want to vote for Harris?
Well, she
never even got any votes. Never.
Yeah, so she had like 7 to 15% of the 7 to 15% of the vote in the 2020 primaries, by the way. But
she never even got to Iowa.
Yeah, so she dropped out specifically to join the Biden campaign. But just letting you know, specifically as it relates to this,
he was a DEI hire, but whatever.
So I have a question. So you say that she's DEI hire. Yeah, I think that's fucked up to say. Now, can you give me any reason to believe that? Person the VR goggles.
Yeah, because she's a white. She supposedly is black, and she's a female, and that's what they do.
Okay, was Tim Walz a DEI hire?
I don't know. He looks like a fag. Sorry, I shouldn't have.
Whoa, bro, fucking weirdo. Fucking knew it. Knew the homophobia, racism was like a combo. You got the combo meal with MAGA. Combo meal with MAGA, the racism and the homophobia. What's up, how do you? Yeah, the Electoral College is DI for Republicans. I argued that against Charlie Kirk on Jubilee. This is like the literally go to the Jubilee episode, watch the last conversation. I literally argued to Charlie Kirk, and you can literally see him like his brain melt in person about the DEI point. It's really funny. What's up, how old are you?
18.
Are you voting Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
I mean, I watched and I know Kamala's running now, of course, too, but when Biden was still doing it, he said on the debate, and I was watching this on TV, that no American soldiers died under his presidency, but when he withdrew...
By the way, Biden's not the candidate.
Yes, I know. He stepped out.
So I don't know why we're critiquing Biden. And yeah, I agree that was wrong. But
And
there's actually more. There was more people that died in active duty in conflict under Trump's administration, 65, than the 16 under the Biden-Harris administration. At the debates, he did say that like they didn't die under his administration, but he was trying to say like to the same degree like Trump. So there was less people that died. That's what he was trying to say, and he phrased it terribly.
yeah, I apologize for that.
No, it's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So why are you voting Trump?
Well, Kamala hasn't really done or said anything that
Shannon, thank you for the $10 for smoking Charlie Kirk. Thank you so much.
really convinced
Light, thank you
me.
for $5. Sorry, go ahead. I apologize.
I was just saying Kamala really hasn't said or done anything to really convince me, you know. But I actually just watched a video where she was talking about taking officers out of schools.
No. What she was she was talking about truancy, how she reworked truancy because truancy specifically was something that was leading to crime in San Francisco. So she did that. She put laws on truancy in the books to reduce the likelihood of truancy, so to reduce the likelihood of crime. And it was like the first interstate to do that. So it was good. It's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
But like again, it doesn't seem like a reason to vote for Trump. So would you vote for someone who was held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman?
If they actually did, then no.
Okay, so if they actually would you? So you would if you think they didn't. Okay, so what do you dispute? Actually, do you know the victim's name in Trump's scenario?
Eugene Carroll.
Can you name me one piece of evidence submitted in the case?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard what you talked about was evidence she submitted.
It was 2 weeks ago, SF. So yeah, what was the evidence?
You said that there was DNA on her dress and that Trump refused.
Submitted.
Well, you said Trump refused to give up his DNA.
That is true. He had 2 years to give up his DNA and he didn't do it. That would have shown that he wasn't at the scene of the crime.
Yeah.
So why didn't he give up his DNA?
I mean, if he actually didn't, I couldn't have the slightest idea why he wouldn't do that, because like if you know I was accused of someone doing that, then I would do anything to prove that I'm innocent.
Yeah, and like he didn't. He could have done something to prove that he was innocent, and he chose not to.
Yeah, I mean, my thing about it is like there's been other presidents who's been accused by women of.
But this is like he was held civilly liable, and also if other people were held civilly liable, I wouldn't vote for them.
I'm just saying, like, they didn't believe those other women, but when she came out with,
like, for example, I would not vote for the Democrat. I would not vote for the one held civilly liable of sexually assaulting a woman. So you want to know what happened in the Democratic Party? That person would be ousted, right? We would say, we're not going to vote for someone who's been held civilly liable for sexually abusing a woman. Therefore, we're going to primary, or we're gonna have the VP step up. The same way that when Biden, not even something nearly as bad as this, just had cognitive decline, the party was like, okay, we're not going to run with him. And that's exactly the types of values that we need as a country to ensure that our leaders don't have corrupted values. Sabrina, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. As soon as you just accept the bad things that they've done, right? That
presidents who's had a presidency term, but like no one really really listen to them or try to get their side. But when this woman comes out about Trump, everyone's willing to listen to what she has to say.
People were listened to, and then with Bill Clinton, you're referencing with Monica Lewinsky. That was consensual.
Okay. What about that woman with Joe Biden when she was like saying things
Sabrina,
about
thank
Joe
you for the
Biden?
dollar. Thank you so much. What's up? Say it again.
So what about that woman with Joe Biden? I think it was Joe Biden, but she was saying things about him.
Okay. You mean Tara Reid? She perjured herself and fled to Russia. And then also, again, she didn't hold him civilly liable for sexually abusing someone.
But like, I don't know. I mean, you also got to think that Trump is like a millionaire. Why would he have to like force any woman to do that? Like, I mean, he has a lot of money. I mean, there are going to be a lot of women that are going to want him for his money. So why would he have the need to go out and do something like that?
So because he's rich, why would he have the need? You don't think rich people sexually abuse women? And she was a millionaire prior. Also, he said he grabs women by the vagina. He doesn't even have to ask. He says he walks into changing rooms of naked teenage girls because he quote unquote owns the place. Control, power.
I mean that can happen, and there's been.
Did you know rape is mainly about power? Like there's a huge power dynamic behind rape.
Yeah, I'm against that. I don't.
So like the point that I'm making is that he was held civilly liable of sexually abusing a woman, right? He has a character that leads us to believe that he would be likely to do this. The jury unanimously decided that he did this, right? So I just don't understand why we wouldn't accept this.
Yeah. But
nothing else?
Well, no. Well, I mean, okay, so like Kamala Harris, right? So she's put people away for using Mary Jane, and but when she was asked in an interview if she's ever smoked it, she laughed about it and said that she inhaled.
Okay.
But,
okay. So she didn't put people in prison for possession.
Yeah, it was
so there were
violation.
non-violent drug charges that people were put in prison for, but she literally didn't put people in prison for possession. Not only that, but it is the case that like she was doing her job, right? And the laws she's advocated for them to change. She wants leafy greens to be legalized.
Leafy greens?
Yes, I can't say it, but I mean we are age restricted already, so we can kind of say it.
Yeah, I understand. So, is it true that she's knowingly let innocent people sit on death row?
So actually, that person wasn't innocent that you're referencing. The person that you're referencing, actually, they were shown based on DNA evidence to be guilty. And she originally did say that it wasn't necessary for a conviction, but now she's gone back on that, and she said she's going to show do everything necessary, even if she's already like certain of a conviction. Like this guy was so likely of being guilty that she didn't think that she needed more evidence, but now she's like, okay, I'm going to make sure that I look through all the evidence regardless before. Does that make sense? Sabrina, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. For for some manners, stop spitting gross. What? Thank you. I appreciate the relaxed piece. Thank you so much. I think I read that wrong. Oh, you're talking about him. Oh, no. Oh. I didn't even realize you were spitting. I just like...
Sorry.
I actually didn't even notice, chat. I'm not trolling. I literally that entire conversation didn't even realize he was doing that.
I really apologize for that, y'all. I mean, you know, with allergies and everything.
No. I was just saying that like I didn't even realize that. So like when someone called that out, I just like, cause like I don't know what it is. Like I focus on things and I won't hear background noises sometimes. But
yeah, I didn't know my mic was picking up on that.
You're fine. Don't worry, man.
Okay.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about or add before I actually, do you think that the donations are still fake?
Like the donations you get?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any evidence or.
You were the one who said it was fake, right?
No, I actually haven't commented on your live or anything like that.
Was that the last guy? Oh my god, I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry.
You're good, man.
I'm so
You're
sorry.
good.
I'm cooked, bro. I'm cooked. I appreciate you coming up, though. I don't think there's any. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. I mean, you said that you were once a Trump supporter, right?
Yeah.
In your life. Okay. So, so when did you decide that you weren't going to support him anymore? I mean, do you think he's done nothing but hurt America?
So once I learned more about him, I clearly was like, oh, this guy's fucking horrendous. Okay. I didn't know a lot of the things prior. When he was held civilly liable for sexual abuse, defamation, fraud, 34 felonies, tried to overthrow the government, tried to restrict women's access to abortion. That's not a good things. Okay. Even back then, my view was just like that. I thought he was against like the establishment. I was more libertarian back then. So I was like, low taxes are good. And I thought he was like an anti-establishment candidate. Didn't know any of the other things about him. Never even heard that he said that he wanted to do a complete and total shutdown of Muslims into the country. Never even knew that he was trying to restrict women's access to abortion. Right. At that time, I was like relatively pro-choice, probably less pro-choice than I am now. But
yeah.
Yeah, I was never like once it's a zygote, you can't get an abortion or something. Corey, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well,
thank you for the $5 for the fake donation for the DNC. Thank you so much.
I personally think, you know, I was young during his presidency, but I do think he had some America's interests in mind. You know, I mean, he did consider us and some of the things he was doing.
Like what?
I mean, he wasn't like, you know, really bad at being greedy, you know. I mean, he didn't really like when he was president. You know how like some presidents, they get in office and they earn a bunch of money. Like, you know, like Obama left with a bunch of money, and then you know, but he actually lost money when it was like, I think 1.6 million, I think, is what he lost before he left office.
1.6 million what?
Like he didn't like gain any money. Like he just lost it. I mean, not all his money, but it was a good portion.
Okay, so what's your point with that? He cares about money and power.
Yeah, but he lost his money when he was actually thinking about America.
Okay, so he lost his mind when he was thinking about America. I don't know what you're saying right now, honestly.
Like,
but before I go on to the next person, I'm kind of having a hard time understanding you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when we got overpopulated with immigrants, he closed the border.
So actually, we have less border crossings right now than we did the end of Trump's administration.
Yeah. Well, I was actually looking at a Joe Rogan podcast, and he had like this scale from when Trump was in office to the point where like 2021, and by the time the graph hit 2021, it was at like, it was pretty high.
Jamie, thank you for the $1. So, but again, the point I'm making is the end of Biden's administration is lower than the end of Trump's administration. So why didn't Trump fix the issue? But apparently Biden did.
He was Well, he was closing the border, but when Biden got in, he opened the border.
What policy did Biden open the border with? And if the border is open right now, then why is it the case that there is? I appreciate the hand art. Thank you so much, Jackie. If that is the case, why then why do we have less people come to the country?
Well, I mean, he did open the border because he threw a fit about Trump closing the border because like people didn't like. I mean, like the wall and everything, and like people didn't like that, and then and then when Biden's like, no, the wall's wrong, the border is wrong. We got to tear the wall down and then make sure that border ain't closed.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. I'm really not understanding that guy. I really I was trying. I was focusing. Dude. I don't know. Yeah, I appreciate the head massage. Thank you so much. What's up, how old are you? All right, let's get this next individual up here. Only send a guest request if you will be voting for Trump in 2024. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. What's up, how old are you?
30.
Are you voting for Trump?
Yes.
Why so?
I think I agree with a lot of his policies, and I've been listening for your past hour, and I haven't heard you talk as much about the economy, so I'd like to start there.
Sure.
So I think it's interesting.
Also, there's a bit of echo. Is there a way you can fix that?
I can try.
Like listening to off a speaker or something.
Yep. That better?
I don't know. Yes, it sounds better.
Shoot. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I do hear you.
Okay, so I'm just confused on how we think that increasing tax brackets, how we think on taxing unrealized capital gains, removing a lot of tax incentives for Americans is going to make the lower or middle class stronger. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, so the tax cut she's specifically advocating for, like for example, she's advocating for the $6,000 child tax credit for the first year of a child's life, $3,600 through them being 5 years old, $3,000 through them being 18 years old, over the $2,000. She's also advocating for a $50,000 tax credit for small businesses in terms of startup, $25,000 for new home for first time home buyers
with income limitations, on those, correct? So you can't already be successful and get some of that benefit. You can't be
she's advocating for them for the
right.
Yeah, you have
to be below the poverty line to get access to some of these things. For a majority. Yep.
Which ones?
Everything that you just listed, your income has to be extremely low to qualify.
What's the income?
Tax care limit? No, and that's the only one that she's mentioned when she's went. I'm sorry, I was going to say every time, but she's only debated one time.
50K isn't the poverty line.
I didn't say 50K was the poverty line. You just said that. I didn't say that. I said that you have to be very low income. A majority of Americans who are here for the American dream to try to make more substantial income. She does not want you to be able to do that. She wants you to make lower income so she can provide by some sort of tax incentive to try to quote unquote help you. But she's going to limit jobs. She's going to deteriorate the American dream. She's going to lower your income. She's going to increase inflation as they already have for the last 3.5 years. They're making it harder and harder.
And also, they have not increased inflation. So for married couples, the income is $400K, and for single filers, it's $200K. So you don't get a child tax credit once you make over $200K individually and $400K married. Okay, so
and the tax
you act like listen to me for a second. Listen to me for a second. Listen to me for a second. You're actually insufferable. So, yeah, you don't have any donations, but you're mad. So again, 200,000 for single individuals and married couples for 400,000. That is high income. You said it was for low income. Is 200,000 a low income?
No, and that's just a child tax credit, correct? The only one that she's mentioned in her one debate that she has done, correct? However, I just
did an interview, and I also mentioned other ones that she referenced. She referenced the small businesses. She referenced specifically. There's also an earned income tax credit at $1,500. There's also she advocated for the first time home buyers.
Are they going to increase the general tax brackets? Am I going to pay more in my
only income
tax? Let me ask Parker, how old are you?
Only income
How long
tax.
have you held a job?
I will tell you.
Have you owned a business?
Can I finish, or are you just going to keep cutting me off?
No. I'd just like you to answer those in continuation with your answer here. I'd love to hear your background.
Which one? Because I heard 5 questions there. Which one would you
I'd like to know how long you've been in the workforce, what your income tax bracket has been, if you've owned any real estate.
I'm not telling you my income tax bracket. I'm not telling you my investments.
Okay. All right.
So
well,
what do you want to know that I would tell you? Do you want to tell me your income tax bracket? Do you want to tell me your income? Do you want to tell me how much money you spend on groceries? Like, no, right? I don't care to know that information.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's hard for you to debate these topics on the economy. I think it's hard, and I've been listening for the last, I don't even know how long.
Ma'am, I have an econ degree.
I think so do I, actually, and a finance degree.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I do.
So what's market equilibrium?
You're gonna quiz me on economic policy.
I learned this in high school.
Have you used this in the
You have
real
an econ
life?
degree?
Seriously,
What is market equilibrium?
I have an econ degree. I have
What's
a
market
finance
equilibrium?
degree. It's hilarious. I'm not going to debate with you on economic.
So you don't know what a market equilibrium is, yet you have an econ degree? I don't believe you. I actually don't believe
this
you.
is what you do. You redirect.
You do not have an
during
econ
your
degree.
life. You don't want to
You
talk
do not
about
have an econ degree. You just lied.
Actually, I didn't.
You're lying.
I did not. I can't
Then
qualify
you got
because-
scammed, bro. If you don't know what market equilibrium is as a fucking econ major, I'm sorry. I don't know how you got through classes. Push the boxing up. Thank you so much. That is not possible. That is not possible to pass a class in
every single live you start.
That is not possible to pass a college econ class without knowing what market equilibrium is. I'm actually serious. Push the boxing up. Thank you so much. I have a degree in economics. I promise you, you cannot pass an economics college level course without knowing what market equilibrium is. That's just not possible. I don't believe you when you say that you have an econ degree. That is unbelievably such a lie. That is such a lie. Destiny, thank you for the $1. You can unmute, by the way. I sent you the invite to unmute. Click the profile picture in the bottom right and then click the microphone.
Did he mute me? Is that what it? Okay. Do you want to talk about any other policies, or do you want to argue about an econ degree?
I'll talk about any policies. You just said that I couldn't talk about economics, but I have an econ degree.
I asked you if you could quantify your expertise, and if I'm equal in our economic degrees, I don't think
You're not. You know, our information is not equal.
Parker,
you didn't know what market equilibrium is.
It's your whole.
You do not have an econ degree.
Standpoint that you shouldn't do this to people, is it not? Isn't it your
Sylvia,
whole
thank you so much for the
Democratic
$5.
Party's viewpoint that you
Crystal, thank you
shouldn't
for the
criticize
$5.
people for things that you don't know? Parker, I asked you to qualify yourself. You didn't do that, and then you started.
I did. I told you I have a degree. And also, we just went over this. If you do not know what market equilibrium is, you do not have an economics degree. You do not have an econ degree. I promise you, you don't. That is ridiculous. You do not have an econ degree. Don't lie to me.
List off some other definitions that you know. Go ahead, list off some other vocabulary and tell me how it's applied to you in the real world. How many people have gotten degrees and don't know one piece of information that you point out?
Can you tell me one economist? Can you tell me one economist?
Multiple economists. Parker, tell me some economists.
Give me one.
Who's your
Milton Friedman.
inspiration? Why is that?
Well, classical economists think that there isn't required any regulation to have good conditions for the market, whereas he disagrees with that. He's more of a demand side economist, which actually produces supply increases, whereas supply side doesn't actually, because you're trying to guess what supply people want instead of building up the demand, which then builds up what people's ability to pay for things that they would want. So it creates and stimulates demand where people want it in the market. So it's just better for stimulating the market. That's just an example.
So again, tell me how Kamala is going to.
So again, if you don't know what market equilibrium is, I promise you don't have an econ degree, so you cannot use that to say that you're equivalent to me in terms of knowledge on economics. It's a ridiculous statement.
I don't understand how you and your party, who support not saying these types of things about people, you don't know me, I don't know you, and you get on here and I say one thing.
What do you mean this party isn't against me acknowledging that you're not an econ degree?
Yeah, because you're making that up. You don't know me. You can't quantify that.
Thank you so much.
You can't
I did quantify that. You do not know what market equilibrium is. You cannot pass a college level econ course without knowing what market equilibrium is. I promise you. It's in every question.
Did you ever think that I just don't want to answer your question because this is what
Kathy,
you do?
thank you for the $15 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Kathy. I really appreciate the $15.
about.
I'm not. You're actually
not
yelling, and I'm
answering-
not.
So I'm not. I am allowed to not answer your questions, but excuse me. I have to answer your questions. You don't have to answer mine. That is just
What
the
question
rules.
did I not answer?
On your no, but this is what you do. I've been listening and listening for days to all of the commentary that you give, and you just like to hammer people on
what
one
question
point.
did I not answer?
You won't move on.
Dennis, thank you for the $5. What thing do
The
what thing
comments are
specifically?
hilarious. The comments are hilarious.
Can you tell me what? Also, can you fix the echo? It's like really hard to think.
I can't fix anything else.
Just turn down your volume.
I'll turn down my voice according to the comments here. If you want to talk about policies, I'll continue to talk about it. But you sitting here and saying that I don't have things that I have and pretending like you know me is something that I'm not going to tolerate. So,
dude, how did you? Can you tell me? You couldn't tell me one economist. You couldn't tell me what market equilibrium is for a price cap, right? A price cap, does it have to be above or below market equilibrium in order to have an effect on a market?
Parker, is this what I came on to talk about? And you know what's funny is I didn't even say that you didn't have an econ degree. I said, please quantify.
Because I can justify it.
That's fine. And I asked you to do that. You started rattling off comments and then you started attacking me. So I haven't tried to answer your question.
You said you have an econ degree. You're trying to say you're on the same playing field. I just disputed that. I argued against that. And as it relates to the context of you asking me like to qualify my my knowledge, I did. I told you I have an econ degree.
Do you want to ask to qualify myself past the econ degree? Do you care or do you not care? Because you haven't asked me that.
Give me any argument. Can you give me one policy Donald Trump influenced to get passed that you like?
That he what in the past that I like?
Can you give me one policy Donald Trump influenced to get passed that you like?
Influence to get passed. I like the Trump cuts and Jobs Act. I love that. I love what it's done for. Excuse me?
What do you love about what it did?
I think that it built the economy. I think we had a stronger economy. I think it increased the lower middle class. I think it lowered the amount that a majority of Americans were paying in taxes. I think it promoted big businesses to employ more employees during that period of time. It was also during an economic crisis while we were going through COVID. I think there was a lasting impact to those decisions that he made.
Okay, so I can send you a paper from a liberal and conservative economist from Harvard called the macroeconomic effect of the 2017 tax reform, and it specifically indicates there was only a 0.04% annual increase in the GDP from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which means it added about $28 billion to our economy. Well, not enough to pay for the policy. It added $1.9 trillion to the debt over 10 years, and it only adds $25 billion to the economy every year in terms of GDP. So it is not effective in terms of spending. And if you were to put money into any other type of aspect of the economy, you would have caused significantly more growth, especially if you put it into like directly to the middle class, not hoping it trickles down, because that hasn't worked. Angela, thank you for the $30 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate it. Ruth, thank you for the $15 for knowing economics. Thank you so much. And Dennis, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's get some W's for Ruth, W's for Angela in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, and W's for Dennis.
What about the impacts that it's had on the economy since? If you look at some of the momentum that we had that was cut off when Biden came into office, if you look at where we are now from an inflation standpoint, what's your comment there? You think that it would have been better if we had higher taxes during this last 3.5 years, that would have put us in a better economic position?
Technically, yes, because like if you have higher taxes, it would have stabilized the budget more. It would have also decreased aggregate demand, which would have actually helped with inflation. But yeah, let's talk about like this specifically as it relates to the budgets against Donald Trump and like Kamala Harris. The Biden-Harris administration signed in less debt, right, than the Trump administration. Trump administration, 8.4 trillion, 4.8 trillion non-COVID related. For the Biden-Harris administration, 4.3 trillion, 2.2 trillion non-COVID related. So they signed into less debt-related spending. They're better with the budget, which specifically helps with our economy. And then also in terms of like spending policies, again, the spending policies of Republicans, right, typically speaking, are just giving massive tax cuts to corporations and big businesses, which predominantly help rich people and don't predominantly help the middle class, which things like the Bipartisan Infrastructure Bill, the CHIPS and Science Act, the PACT Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act massively helped middle class individuals in this country. And Jenny, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That is wild, Jenny. I don't even believe that. There's no way. Appreciate the handout.
So glad you brought up spending policies. So let's talk about allocating funds towards illegal immigrants.
Molly, thank you for $3. No federal policy does that.
That's interesting. So everything that you've seen, because we've all seen it, right, on Fox and CNN, about immigrants coming into our country and us providing stipends to them and housing to them.
Appreciate the donut. Thank you so much. That you're talking about state policy.
Okay. And do our taxpayers go towards that?
And that's not undocumented immigrants. That's asylum seekers.
Okay. So you
and also, did you know the Congressional Budget Office, a nonpartisan committee from the federal government full of economists, indicated that it is the case that short-term costs of immigration are heavily outweighed by the long-term benefits?
Let's talk about taking individuals from other countries who can afford to try to get to the United States and cross our borders. And let's talk about the detriment to those other countries. Have you heard this theory? Have we heard about what that does globally to other economies?
Yeah. So now you're arguing that immigration is bad for the countries that they're coming from. Appreciate the ICU. Thank you so much. Which again, you're saying people shouldn't be able to make the choice because it's bad for their economy. That's one thing. Appreciate the handout.
Well, not illegally, right?
As it relates
Legally, yes.
as it relates to. Legal immigration would have the same effect, by the way. As it relates to immigration, though, Kamala Harris was tasked with getting private funding to reduce the likelihood of people coming to the United States in the first place, and she raised $5 billion of private funding specifically to do that.
And that didn't answer my question. I'm sorry. I was talking about taking people away from other countries into the United States. Do you want to comment on that portion?
Yeah, I just told you.
The global economy. If that helps promote the global economy, if that actually helps other countries get out of the situation that they're in and promote their economy and become a stronger
country. Jenna, thank you $10. Thank you so much.
Because we're allowing immigration into our country. Well, and we're not even allowing, I'm sorry, depending on the party, we are letting more people come in illegally, not through the legal process.
Did you know right now it is the case that we have less daily crossings than we had at the end of Trump's administration? Not only
I've
that,
heard
but
you
it is
say that. Yeah.
Which is true from the Customs and Border Protection. Not only that, but it is the case that the border bill was undermined by Donald Trump. So if he cares about restricting people from coming to the country, the border bill did just that, and he undermined the border bill. And it was a solo border bill because they split the appropriations in the border bill. They passed the appropriations, but they did not pass the solo border bill because Trump called people in Congress to not vote for the bill.
I think I've heard you say that before, and hear me out. I'm not there, but I think it's a little bit interesting. He's not in office, and he's going to call people and kill the bill is the main thing that you're working off of here. He's not in office. He's not in power. And if
he can still call people and pressure them politically speaking because he has support.
He can.
He still can pressure people politically speaking because he has support.
So
no, it's not. No, it's not. He said it himself. He said, "Blame it on me if the border bill fails."
He wants
so if it's hearsay, well, he said it.
That was out of context. He wants different policy implemented. So you're using that out of context.
So what policy?
This
was written by a Trump policy. This was written by a Trump endorsed Republican.
He wants to shut down the border. He wants to have illegal immigrants move out of the United States. He created a policy to do that. Not a policy, excuse me. He has policies that he would like to implement to do that. He obviously can't do it now as he is not sitting.
So again, the border bill reduced the amount of people. It would reduce the amount of people coming to the country, and Trump didn't support the border bill
because he wants to do it a different way. I don't understand.
What different way? Because this was supported by the border patrol. This was supported by the border patrol. Not only was it supported by the border patrol, it was written by a Trump endorsed Republican. Even people like what's it called, Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham called Trump out for this specifically. Right? It's just showing he's doing this for partisan gain. He's not actually doing it because he cares about the border.
I missed the last part you said. He doesn't care about the border. Why?
Because he literally undermined the border bill. Like, for example, do you think everything in the border bill that Democrats agreed with? No. It's called compromise. Okay? So they literally, in the bill, had funding to build the wall. I hope you know that. Okay?
I do know that.
So they were willing to concede on that. They were willing to concede on that to make the immigration system go faster. Why was Trump not willing to concede on anything to be able to help the situation at the border? Because it was a bipartisan border bill.
And you're saying that we've had more effect on the border in the last 3.5 years than we did under his presidency.
I'm saying that because of Trump, it exacerbated the border problem.
Okay, well, you didn't answer me directly. If you want to throw it back like you do with other people.
So then ask the question again, because I thought I did.
During Trump's presidency, you don't think that he did a better job at controlling the border than what you've seen under the Biden administration.
No.
And I want you to consider the long-term effects of what he implemented and how it changed when the Biden administration took over.
No, I do. So actually, under Trump's administration, border crossing numbers were increasing until we saw Title 42, which was COVID-related emergency authorization. So they would have lost that. Immigration would have increased due to, again, the socioeconomic conditions caused by the pandemic. That's why more people came to this country. It's not predicated off of the policy. The reason why I know that's not the case is because under Obama's administration, we had the same policies we have right now. Typically speaking, it's basically the same thing. Yet there were more people coming now, but less people coming then. So why is that? That tells us it's not policy oriented. That tells us it's environmentally oriented, which lines up exactly with the economic conditions that were worse off due to inflation caused by COVID-19. Does that make sense?
It does.
Global inflation. Africa, Asia, South America, Central America, Europe, everywhere.
No, it does. And I'm trying to be respectful to your viewpoints. Just understand, when I pause, like sometimes you get on people on live, like they just don't have an articulate response right away. But I'm trying to have an open conversation with you about it. So I'm listening to what you're saying. But I would fire back that, and I've heard you do this on live as well. And I'm just honestly being devil's advocate at this point with almost everything we say, because we're on two different sides about a lot of these policies. But I would say that Trump coming into office after there had already been policies in place by the Democratic Party, trying to change those policies during 4 years of his presidency, and then seeing that ripped away when Biden came. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
How much of the wall did Trump build?
50 miles, I think. Not a ton.
Yeah, that's 3.7%.
Yeah. I mean, I acknowledge that, but I don't think that we had the time to continue it to the extent that he would have wanted to. Obviously, I mean, that's been stated. That
So he wasn't even close. Think of the money goes.
No, he needed more time to do it. And
Okay.
I mean, if we're on this topic,
Way
like,
more
why
time.
is Kamala saying that she wants to continue the wall? Like, there's no debate in that being.
She's not saying she wants to. She's saying she's willing to concede on that and compromise on
Okay.
that to get done a border bill.
Okay, well, if she's willing to compromise on it, if we want to call it that, if she hasn't switched her policy from what she said in the beginning, which I don't even want to get into, but now she's saying she will and is willing to continue the wall. But you've been sitting here saying that that's not the right policy, and it's been substantially better under the Biden administration.
She agrees that's not the right policy. She thinks that building the wall is not the right policy, but she's willing to concede on that and compromise insofar as that they can get a better border deal. Okay, that's called bipartisan deals. Okay, they do that all the time in Congress. Okay, Trump is just not willing to do it because he won't work with the other side, and then he blames the other side. It's ridiculous.
I don't think that's true. He doesn't want to negotiate with the other side a policy that he doesn't want to put forward. So you take things out of context like this, like, oh, he doesn't want to give the other
thank you for
side
$2.
exactly
Thank you so much,
what they're
Tamia.
asking for.
No, he wants exactly everything and nothing against what he says. That's what he wants. He's not willing to engage in bipartisan deals.
I don't think that that's proven. I think you're using one example of him not wanting to compromise
With the
on
border.
certain
I think the
things.
border is a big issue. Also, he specifically thinks that he's urging Netanyahu to not accept a ceasefire because he thinks it would make Democrats look good.
I can't refute. I don't know enough about that, if I'm being honest, to refute you on it. So I'm not even going to try on that. But I think that you're making a big generalization on not wanting to work with the Democratic Party to get things done. I think it's that on both sides, people try to add in things that we don't want to implement. Like, we're trying to add things into bills that Democrats aren't going to let slide by. Same thing when a Democrat is putting a bill through the legislative process. So I don't think that that's a fair generalization that Trump is not willing to work with anyone to get things done. And I think that's a narrative.
Yeah, I'm talking
that you've been
on
trying
the
to
border
push.
bill.
Okay.
I'm talking on the border bill, and that's true, and I just proved it to you.
Okay. I don't think you proved it to me. I think it was
We literally did.
We as you, Parker, you're the only one talking. So I think that obviously was just, all right. Thanks for such a respectful channel, Parker. I think it's really good that you're going out there and you're trying to talk to people about their viewpoints, but then you try to shit on them the entire time you're talking to them. I think that I've gone on other lives that are much more respectful at hearing both sides. And I think that's what the middle needs. And I don't think that you're supporting that. I think you're just trying to make everybody who supports it.
You think Trump does that? You think Trump does that too? Name the person on TikTok.
I can't even, can you name, I mean, I'm not an influencer. I'll just be honest with that. I can't name multiple people on TikTok. Maybe
name one.
That's not normal.
Name one person that is so much more respectful.
There's a Joe Davis that I followed that I was on his live. I don't know how popular they are. I don't know. That's not something that I'm spending time on every day. I just pop on here and hear what people are saying because I'm interested in what the other side is saying. And I try to use that as information to make sure I'm not making a poor decision. But you're going out here and you're just trying to blast the other side as much as you possibly can.
You can't look in the mirror. You only can look at me in terms of what I do towards other people. You can never look at what you do in terms of yourself that would have caused me to act that way. You understand that it is the case. I am only ever going to respond that way unless or if provoked. I had multiple conversations today. I have multiple conversations every day where that never happens.
What provokes you?
Multiple conversations today. When you came up disrespectful, when you're yelling and screaming into the mic and talking about bullshit and misinformation. That's what causes me to respond this way, to talk over to you, right? To do things like that and to acknowledge these basic points. I am simply doing exactly what the other side does. I am not going beyond. I'm not even going to the same degree that you do. Okay? But the same thing that you are not willing to, the same thing that you dish out, you're not willing to take. And that's exactly what I see as an issue.
I don't know what, I mean, I'm sorry if I was loud on the mic when I came on. We were on speaker. I don't
$5. Thank you so much.
What you're talking about there, but I don't think I came on disrespectful because I asked you to qualify yourself, Parker. You're not like, I asked you what made you qualified to make these statements and you got immediately offended. And so that's not the same thing. I didn't come on and say,
you were reducing it down to just that is ridiculous. JBD, thank you for the $5.
I didn't say negative things about you. I didn't throw out derogative terms. I didn't say anything that was hurtful. I said qualify yourself so that I understand who I'm talking to and I understand what life experience you've had to come up with these viewpoints. Because I haven't heard that on your channel. I've just heard you yell at other people.
Yeah, so again, most of my conversations are not me yelling at other people. Okay,
I mean, I've listened.
You're not watching most of my conversations.
All right.
Okay, and the last 2 hours, I had extraordinarily respectful conversations.
Okay.
But type 1 in the chat if you think the conversations today have been relatively respectful. Before this convo, by the way. Yeah, they've been super tame today. I actually went into them directly trying to do that. The reason why it led to this is because the person came up earlier, was like fucking screaming at me, thinking everything is fake, thinking I'm lying. I was being very nice, okay? Also, again, like, what was the rudest thing I did to you?
I didn't say that you were rude. I said that you were getting offended. You just threw out a whole commentary about how I could dish it and not take it back. And all I said is that when I came on, I asked you to give me your background so that I could understand what we were talking about, who I was talking with. And you said I was completely disrespectful to you and yelling and talking. I mean, I don't even remember.
You were disrespectful earlier. You were yelling. I'm just telling you what happened. How was I disrespectful? You don't remember any of the conversation where you were disrespectful?
I think you're being condescending now because I just said that multiple times. And so I have been talking into a speakerphone. I had people in the comments saying I'm screaming. You asked me to come off of the speaker that we were on. I did so. I asked you to explain what experience you've had. I've repeated that multiple times now. You were very offended. Then you decided to say that I didn't have a degree that I do have because I couldn't answer a question or didn't answer a question that you asked me because you fixated on it and that's all you wanted to do. And that's not what I came on here to do. And then you fired it back at the end to say that I was disrespectful to you and all your little commenters.
I was just describing to you what it is. when you define yourself as a victim in every single scenario, at no point can you ever take accountability for what you do or try to do better.
Why am I a
literally
victim?
You are not looking at any of the context of the conversation, and you're immediately characterizing you as, oh, I wasn't doing anything, and you were just such a terrible person doing all of these bad things to me. You said that I didn't have this degree. Well, you came at me. You were attacking me, saying that I didn't have enough information to talk about this. I'm too young, right? And yet you specifically, right, were referencing, I brought up your econ degree, econ knowledge, right? I literally asked you a simple question. I asked you, what's market equilibrium? You couldn't answer. And I was like, there's no way you had a degree, no way you could pass your classes if you don't know what market equilibrium is. Zach, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much.
All right. I think I'm good. I don't think there's anything else to say.
Okay. All right. Everyone, I am going to get off here for tonight. I do appreciate everyone so much. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Everyone, go check out that Jubilee video. Go try to find my comment. You can try to find it on Jubilee. I really would appreciate it if you go like it. Ashley, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. You go watch the Jubilee video. I'm serious, y'all. It is a good episode. I dunked on Charlie Kirk on multiple occasions. You can watch even people like Hassan react to it and whatnot. But yeah, look it up right now. Can 25 liberal college students outsmart one conservative? Feat Charlie Kirk. All right, and also everyone, go to my comment. Hey, it's me that in the video, and go like it, everyone, so that people can find my YouTube channel because they only linked my TikTok. So go do that real quick. Love y'all so much. Have a great night, everyone.